God, Jake, this sucks. Okay. The Yankees, I think everyone knew, they were hoping not to see. They're back, Jake. We've talked about my biggest concern with this team was the offense in crunch time, how they managed the team. And today was just confirmed all of our fears. 3-1 loss to the Boston Red Sox. Devastating. I know, Jake, you said this was going to be their biggest punch with Garrett Crochet, the obvious, and you're absolutely right. We're now down 1-0. And according to the numbers, just 2 teams have won a best-of-3 series, and that is out of 20 attempts. 2 teams. That's 10%. Jake, you text that to me. 10% of teams have done what the Yankees have just done and gone on to win the series. That's not good. Jake, I think the story in this game is really between the dominance of Max Fried. There was a lot. You talked about the pinch hit opportunities they had, right? But it really was the dominance of Fried, Garrett Crochet, this Yankees offense laying an absolute egg. They were horrible. Aaron Judge, here's some good news. Aaron Judge showed up today, 2 for 4 night. So we'll discuss that at least a little bit here. And the kicker, Aaron Boone's decision to pull Max Fried at 102 pitches to replace him with, it wasn't David Bednar, who clearly the Yankees should trust having come into this game. I know he didn't pitch well tonight. But no, let's replace him with Luke Weaver. Luke Weaver, and for those of you who have opened your eyeballs since the end of 2024, Luke Weaver's not good anymore. His ERA in September, Jake, 9.64. Not a good pitcher. I thought it was ironic just yesterday. I have a quote. Max Fried was asked at the podium, what's his mentality ahead of his first postseason start with the Yankees? And I quote, there's no guarantee that I'm going to have another start. From here on out, we're going to empty the tank and leave everything that we have out there. Now, Alex Cora was asked the exact same thing after tonight's win. Cora says, well, he explained why he kept Crochet in the game. He says, and I quote, the stuff was still really good at that point. I didn't hesitate at all. Well, by the way, guys, if you're just joining us, please be sure to subscribe to Yankees Unloaded and like the video. It's a great way to help support the channel. Jake, Boone is the definition of hesitation. He's the definition of timid. And he decided that Max Fried, somewhat tired. I mean, he should be. He's thrown 102 pitches. And he'd been great up until that point. No signs of wear and tear. Nothing, right? And after the game, and you've got a quote from Fried saying that he still had some juice left in the tank, they decide to go to Weaver, who hasn't been good in 2025. Our prompt is Aaron Boone 1 loss away from losing his job? I wish that were true. If they did lose, I'm not rooting for them to lose. What do you think right now, Jake? If they lose tomorrow's game, is he dismissed from this job?
I think so. Why wouldn't he be, right? I mean, I understand, you could say what you will. It's the Yankees. I don't know if they're going to do that. Why not? This team won 94 games. They were the hottest team at the end of the year, and then they just shit the bed, and you're just, really? They weren't ready. How were they not ready? They host these games, Gary. They host the wild card. And Boston comes into their house and beats them. That's just unacceptable. So, Michael Kay is going in on the Yankees right now. Absolutely going in.
What's he saying?
So I'm seeing quotes left and right. Bringing in Weaver was a blueprint move, a decision made before the game. He's saying they stuck to a script. And, he's right. I mean, this absolutely felt like one they had already planned. That's why when you saw Boone inching his way up to the dugout steps, he wasn't quite out the door yet, but you could tell, I knew what was happening. And mind you, that last out Fried got was on soft contact. He had to cover first. Guy slid head first, got the out, and then Boone's out there, but picking the ball away. And Michael Kay said Fried should have fought to stay in. Now, me personally, I agree with what he's saying, but at the same time, Boone should have not been a dumbass and taken him out of the game. Because I hate to break it to you, but you don't know if there's another game. And the only way you're taking out Fried is if, one, you believe he has nothing left in the tank, which I don't believe he felt that way. Or two, you are trying to make sure that you have him for later on in the series. There's no later on the series. He couldn't pitch in game 3 if he wanted to, right? So this is so frustrating to me because, Gary, this encapsulates everything on Yankees Unloaded that we have said that we can't stand about this team. The fact that they obsess over the things that are on a spreadsheet and not about feel. And this
a guy
game
that covers this
so much
team
feel.
said we have a predetermined outcome. We are going to use said pitcher
The voice of the
said
Yankees.
time. The voice of the New York Yankees and Michael Kay just got on the mic. Guys, understand what you're hearing. Because I know you heard the quote.
Yeah, it's wild.
But I wanted to hit home what he's really saying. It didn't matter what it was looking like, what the human element would say. We already knew before the game started which direction we were going. No one wins World Series like that. It's never been done before. Never.
No.
And the Yankees come into this game, and again, just to remind you of what Michael Kay is really saying here, a spreadsheet and a bunch of nerds in the front office made a decision. This is how we're going to use Fried and how we're going to deploy him. This is how we're going to relinquish him from his duty. This is who's going to come in first. Really what he's saying is that the players have to manage the game themselves. You need to be out there on the mound as Max Fried, the ace of the Yankees, right? Garrett Cole is out for the year. You're the ace of the Yankees now. He went and dominated the Boston Red Sox, complete domination. Comes out there, and the manager comes out, fully understood based on a spreadsheet, I'm pulling this guy out the game. And now Michael Kay wants the responsibility to be on Fried. The responsibility is on who made the decision that we can manage before the game starts. No manager that currently sits in the Hall of Fame today, none, zero, and none that will go there, make decisions before first pitch. Not one.
No.
And that's what we do. So when people ask, how does Aaron Boone make this decision that Ben Rice doesn't come off the bench and hit for Austin Wells here? How's that possible? How's it possible, Jake, you mentioned it before the show, how's it possible we don't pinch run for Paul Goldschmidt, ball into the outfield? We wouldn't, for the life of us, we wouldn't send Paul Goldschmidt there. He'd been out by a mile. But if you had a guy with speed, we score. Now,
and
people ask these questions, how do we make these mistakes? It's because the spreadsheet says so.
See,
it is
but that's
detrimental to
Boone
this
too.
franchise.
Because
it is.
I'm sorry, you have to go against the grain. If I don't care what the spreadsheet says, there's no way the spreadsheet is saying in the bottom of the ninth, you're down 2 runs, and Jazz Chisholm, because people were getting on Jazz for popping out, it's not a pop out. It's a sac fly if the Yankees had a smart manager. Jazz had a sac fly. He got it far enough where Jason Dominguez was in like he should have been, because guess what? Not everybody has a Jason Dominguez just chilling on their bench like the Yankees do. That's what makes it even worse. You're complicit in the absolute negligence.
And who was running there, by the way, Jake? You mentioned it earlier. I want to make sure it's said. Who was it?
Goldschmidt?
Paul Goldschmidt. And what did you say he was before
hobbled.
This?
He's been in.
Hobbled.
They keep telling us, oh yeah, he's not healthy. Because see,
right.
it's not football, Gary, as you know. Every week we get an injury report.
Yep.
Baseball, it's just like, yeah, he's his arm's falling off, but he's gonna be in the lineup today. What? So that's the thing, and they'll tell us, they'll be like, yeah, you know, it's been 3 weeks, and Austin Wells still can't feel his hands, but he's in the lineup. Like, this is how we find out. And so he's been dealing with this for a long time. We've known this. It's been stated. And you just have to watch him, right? The eye test doesn't lie when you're trying to see if somebody's hobbled. And, dude, as much as I want to get on Luis Rojas for not sending him, he didn't send him because Goldie never would have made it. It would have been a comedy hour. You would have been able to put, what's the I don't know, the freaking, that laugh track, right? The soundtrack that.
Yeah, you don't send, by the way, you don't send Paul Goldschmidt. Oh, Pennywise? Yeah,
no, Benny something.
Oh, I don't know.
Benny Hill music? Yes, the Benny Hill music. You would have put the Benny Hill music over that shit. Because
you don't send Paul Goldschmidt healthy.
Mile.
So, essentially speaking, I actually really don't think, because there are a lot of people who I shouldn't say a lot of people. There are some people, and I think that just goes with any decision, any major decision with pressure on the line. I would say some people said, oh, yeah, that was the right decision to pull Max Fried. Max Fried was at 102 pitches. The only reason they're saying it was the right decision is because they saw 102 pitches. That's the only reason. And guess what? If Alex Cora made that same decision, the Yankees probably win this game. Same exact decision, and which is why I tweeted and said,
the better
if Garrett Crochet was a Yankee, we trade for him from Chicago. He lands here. He's our ace. We go get Fried. Fried's bumped to the 2-star. Rodon's to the 3. We've got one of the best rotations of baseball. Good for you guys. Aaron Boone gets to 101, 102 pitches with Crochet, and he yanks him for Luke Weaver. That's exactly what he would have done, which is why, guys, it's not necessarily about roster tweaks and decisions, and it's not even really about Luke Weaver, because if it wasn't Luke Weaver, it would have been Doval. If it wasn't Doval, it would have been Williams, right? You simply go with the guy who's got the hot hand. That's the human element. That's what Joe Torre would tell you. It's what Buck Showalter would tell you. This is why a lot of these guys are going to the Hall of Fame, is because they've seen spreadsheets. Spreadsheets weren't invented 6 years ago, guys, when Boone showed up to the job. Spreadsheets have always been available. Some analytics have always been available since the early 2000s, 90s. And yet, you have to have the ability to use analytics and say, nah, I see where they're going with this, but that wouldn't be the correct decision now. In this moment, with this context, we went the decision of analytics, and we're losers because of it. So obviously, I'm frustrated about the result. It sucks losing to the Red Sox with no Roman Anthony. But having said that, a little bit of positivity here, a little bit, I'm trying, is something that you said before the show, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
This was Boston's best shot. No questions asked.
Absolutely.
Right? Garrett Crochet is one of the best pitchers in the American League, if not the hottest pitcher in the AL. He came out and shoved right down our throat. Then you look up and say, is Bayo beatable? The answer is yes. We just hit him, right? Bayo is beatable. But what does Boston have for a game 3? Jake, you mentioned that who was it that's hurt? Giolito.
Giolito, yeah.
So Giolito is banged up.
Yeah, if
so
you
the
win
question
tomorrow,
is who's Boston throwing game 3?
You win game 3. I have no doubt in my mind. I trust Cam Schlittler. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, he's a rookie. I don't give a rip. He's better than anybody that the Red Sox are going to throw game 3. So, yeah, I think Giolito being injured is severe. I mean, obviously, I think the Yankees still would have won, right? They just got to get to that game 3. Game 3, then the pressure really starts to feel there on the Red Sox. They're not going to feel it in game 2.
There shouldn't be pressure because Boston has the upper hand. There's no question.
There's no pressure.
If you're a betting man, you do take the team that's won game 1 of a 3-game set. That's what I'm doing.
But one thing I want to add here, okay? Mm-hmm. You might not have known this. I can't believe we didn't do a deep dive on this. I'm actually mad we're just now talking about this. You're not even going to
What's that?
This. Luke Weaver, by the innings, he's had 28 games in the 7th inning, 27 in the 8th, and 20 in the 9th. Say that's a pretty decent sample size, right?
Solid.
Oh, man. Wait until you hear these. You are going to lose. You're going to flip a lid. Luke Weaver might not actually be Fluke Weaver, like Welkin always says. And I was calling him that for the last hour. As a matter of fact, sure as much as I want to throw shade at Luke Weaver and be all mad, Gary, we have a Clay Holmes situation.
So is he great in 8th? When's he great?
Oh, dude. No. He's sensational in the 8th and 9th inning. He just got a 2.78 ERA in the 8th and a 2 ERA in the 9th. Batting average against him is 181 in the 8th, 148 in the 9th. OPS is 563 in the 8th, 434 in the 9th. Batting average balls in play is 222 in the 8th and 156 in the 9th. But wait, Gary, doesn't that mean the 7th has to be bad because he's just not very good, right? Well, the 7th inning, he has a 6.86 ERA. He has a 2.56 batting average against, an 8.64 OPS,
They decided now was before the game. Let's bring him in again. Michael K's point, the voice of the New York Yankees, which, by the way, I agree with him 100%. I'm behind Michael K, so I don't want him to get this and be like, oh, Gary's against me. No. You just brought up the numbers of the 7th inning, correct? Why would you, before the game starts, say he's awesome in the 9th, he's awesome in the 8th, he's cheeks in the 7th, bring him in the 7th.
This is too important. I got to put this on the screen so people understand what we're talking about here.
And then we'll get to our supers, so thank you guys, of course.
No one's going to see that. All right.
No, nobody.
No, not a soul. Not a damn soul. All right.
I feel like Boone just looking at spreadsheets.
Look at this. Look at this. Are we kidding ourselves? Are we kidding ourselves? His batting average balls in play is 300.
Guys, take a look at the sheet below. Mind you, every single major league team in this sport, every single team has these sheets. They've seen them. The manager has seen them on his desk before.
BaseballReference.com. It's free.
Yeah, but Jake, they have analytics that we haven't seen. Obviously, I'm quoting people, but how can you look at this sheet and say, I want to use that guy when those numbers swell to 686? It's what they've done. It's the decision that they've made. If they made that decision before the game, as Michael K says, and as I agree, we are the dumbest franchise that's ever existed, if that's the case.
How do you have access to this and allow this? Gary, we did the exact opposite. We had an exercise last year where we're like, what the hell's going on with Clay Holmes? Let's figure it out. No, by the way, he pitches well in the 8th and he pitches well in like the 5th or the 6th inning.
Do you think that Boone hasn't seen this number?
I don't even want to know that if he hasn't, but like, dude.
Well, what's worse, Jake? That's actually the real question I want to ask you. Guys, and this is for our audience as well. I'm asking you, the individual who's watching the show. So again, thank you guys. We have almost 900 people in here. Please be sure to subscribe and like the video. It helps support the channel.
Hitters are Ben Rice when they face him in the 7th inning, Gary.
Guys, if you knew Aaron Boone has seen this sheet before, if you knew he knew these numbers, does it make you feel better about tonight's decision, or would it make you feel better if he was naive to these numbers, hadn't seen them before, just hadn't been brought to his table? I would say I'd rather him not to have known them.
I don't think he knows them. Here's my thing.
Oh, do you see this? John Wilkes Boone.
No. Here's my thing, Gary. I'm going to say this very calmly. Look it up here. This is what makes it even more painful. Do these high leverage numbers scare you? Do these look bad? I don't think so.
It's
Maybe
a 200 batting average in high leverage. A 200 hitter is Anthony Volpe in the regular season.
Medium leverage, do those look bad?
Nope. That is, who would at 183? That'd be Jazz in March.
Okay. I love this. Low leverage, do those look bad?
No. I mean, that's Austin Wells for 3 months this year.
Yeah. So you mean to tell me that Luke Weaver has great splits? He's got great 8th and 9th inning splits. Leverage, yep. He's great in high leverage. In the 7th inning is the only thing he sucks with, and you continue to pitch him in the 7th inning.
Do you know what inning he should have pitched today then, given these numbers?
Literally any other inning besides. They should have started him, for Christ's sakes, if they wanted to put him out there. And they
should have pitched,
put him in the 8th or 9th.
He's only got 2 1/3 in the 6th inning. He's great in the 9th. He's great in the 8th. What it tells you guys is we should have come into this game trusting Bednar. He didn't pitch well. You should have pitched him in the 8th inning.
Gary, I'm going to ask Grok right now what they would pitch Luke Weaver in. I'm just curious. Is AI smarter than Aaron Boone and the Yankees?
Aaron Boone is AI.
What inning would you pitch Luke Weaver if you had to choose?
Aaron Boone is basically software that we have to like download.
All right. What does Grok say? I'd pitch Luke Weaver in the 9th inning for a postseason save.
In high leverage.
Grok actually might have won the game tonight for the Yankees.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. But I want to get to our supers. Joseph,
not what you want.
It is not, yeah, as Girardi would say, it is not what you want. Joseph, Thank you for the 10. Says totally unacceptable. Fried could have went more. Of course he could have. I mean, he told us that after the game. There were people saying he was exhausted. No, Max Fried himself said I wasn't over the edge. I was ready to pitch if I had to. Cora learned from Boone not to take Crochet out, and I don't think he would have. I don't really think he learned. I just think that Alex Cora just tends to get the best of Aaron Boone. I think that happened tonight, unfortunately. Not trying to be a pessimist. If we get eliminated, is Boone fired? The hell with him. Honestly, Jake, I know you believe it. You said if we don't make it to the World Series that he would be dismissed.
No, I'm saying I would fire him if he doesn't get to the World Series. I think he gets fired by the Yankees, not my opinion, if they don't get to the ALDS.
So he just has to get to the division series and he's safe, in your opinion?
I think so, yeah. And I'm not happy about it, but, you know.
Okay. I think if we lose tomorrow, he's still safe.
Oh, my God. How?
And again, I'm not telling you that because it's my angle or my narrative of what I think should be occurring. It's my prediction as far as what they've proven to me. And they really haven't been... they haven't really forced the issue in this franchise. What George Steinbrenner was, which was impulsive, right? Which in a lot of ways it worked out. But we are the polar opposites now. The patience is strong with this team now. I think somebody actually sent us. Did you see that tweet that someone sent us before the show? Did you get an opportunity to see that? I saved it.
I've been doing shows.
It was sent to me, which is totally fair. You've had a busy day.
Yeah.
Eastbound and Down, right? The real Mike sent me something on Twitter, and I want to bring it to the surface. I don't want to just steal it. So thank you for sending this.
Yeah.
He sends MLB teams with the longest tenured GMs. I think this is some valuable information. At number 1, you guessed it, the New York Yankees with Brian Cashman from 1998. That's how long he's been tenured here. Okay, so 27 years, a long time. The Padres, this is the second longest, 2014. Dodgers, 2014. Jays at 2015. Guardians, 2015. D-backs, 2016. There is no other general manager in the sport that's been here since 2013. And Cashman's been here since 1998. That is ludicrous, and we don't have the type of results to back that data. We just don't. So is it all Brian Cashman's fault? No. Jabba Chamberlain came on our podcast and was like, hey, it's not just Brian Cashman. It's not just Boone. It's all of them, man. It's all of them uniquely are screwing this up. Then how's everybody safe? It's pretty sad.
God, it is so pathetic that they lost this game the way they did. Like, the fact that literally everything, the perfect encapsulation of everything that we hate about Yankees baseball all hit at once. You're talking about, think about this, right? You had guys that hit. Nothing is more annoying than guys that pull their weight and then the rest of the team can't do shit. Nothing's more annoying than when Anthony Volpe comes through and you still can't do anything. Anthony Volpe's the only one that scored tonight. Oh,
what did you think about us with runners in scoring position tonight?
I was going to say 1 for 7. Like, nothing is more annoying than runners in scoring position being like that poor, right? It's pathetic. It really is.
Because you mentioned Stanton. That was actually the name that came to your mind before the show.
Yes.
You were discussing how his at-bats looked tonight, and it wasn't good, obviously.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting about this is that I think we're all aware of what Stanton does when he's playing well, right? And when he's red hot, he can carry it for a series, and in one game, it could look really bad. But then you look at the bench and say, when Stanton has at-bats that were that anemic, when does Jason Dominguez become a factor? Now, again, I'm not here just telling you, based on the at-bats tonight, Jason Dominguez should be out there in left field or DHing, whatever. But that is tough to be a young player, 22 years old. You've played pretty well this year, and a guy goes out there and takes 4, I would argue, pathetic at-bats with runners in scoring position, essentially ruining the game. and you're still not really on deck to come into the game. So that's got to be pretty disappointing if you're Jason Dominguez, because you don't just know, like, what's my role for the postseason, but you don't know what it is next year either. So it's a weird spot.
Yeah, really frustrating. I mean, even like Cody Bellinger hasn't really been hitting that well since September started, and he found a way to get going, when they needed him. And yeah, again, thought Jazz came through. Like, yeah, he didn't have a single, but I will take a sac fly to make it 3-2. Should have been 2-2, but Mr. Closer that they spent all that, time on and feeling great about, he gives up, a run and makes it 3-1. And yeah, really frustrated. I would probably say I'm more frustrated than anything with Trent Grisham. 4 strikeouts is your bench tomorrow, in my opinion. I'm not playing you. I'm not even playing Trent Grisham tomorrow.
I mean, it's the tough thing because he's had a good year. He really has, and it's just,
I know.
Man.
I'm upset.
But he's been bad for, as you brought it up, to defend your point.
Mm-hmm.
Trent Grisham he wasn't just red hot in September, and then all of a sudden we flip the switch. It's wild card time. It really counts today, and then he goes 0 for 4 with 4 punchies. No, he really has struggled the last 3 weeks. He has. Yeah. He's had some moments because he's got a lot of pop. He's got great plate discipline. He plays great defense, so he can find ways to make an impact. But in today's game, you cannot go 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. If you're Giancarlo Stanton and you're in there to be a designated hitter, you can't go 0 for 4 with 2 Ks and come up with the bases loaded and do nothing. You can't do that. When you're Cody Bellinger and you come up with the bases loaded or a man on first and second to lead off the game, we already have things going. You've got to get the ball in play and make something happen. You cannot strike out in those moments. And you end up learning, you don't think, this game's going to be low scoring based on how it started, but the Yankees should have known it's going to be low scoring. This may be our best opportunity here in the first inning, and thankfully we had a bases loaded, nobody out situation, and yet I don't know if we've got 1,000 people in our chat right now, Jake. I don't know how many of the 1,000 really felt like, the Yankees are going to come through with the bases loaded and nobody outs. I was worried about grounding into a double play or striking out.
I was
right?
too. That's why I was glad Jazz had liftoff, right? Because it's like, again, you're taught to do that. You're just taught that your manager's going to be smart enough to have a pinch runner in the bottom of the ninth for like a runner that when the bases are loaded to tag up. I didn't think that was. And also, as you brought up, Aroldis Chapman, you didn't think to have speed on the base paths, go out and get one. Aroldis Chapman is no different than Dontrell Willis throwing the baseball. You never know where it's going to go. Dude is wild as all get out.
He's also slow to the plate. So that was the coverage. Guys, Yes Network, before postseason games, when he was a Yankee, they were quite literally talking about, hey, we're playing Houston, and they like to be aggressive, specifically against the Yankees.
Yeah.
What are they going to do when Chapman gets out there and they really have to advance from first to second base? Like, how are we going to defend against it? And then people wanted to know, is it Gary Sanchez? Is it his fault? Is it the catcher? Is he the reason we can't throw any of these runners out? Guys, that's the whole point of speed, is it forces the other team to react. And we just sat there and played station to station baseball, which, by the way, Jake, I asked you the question before the postseason started. I said, do you believe the Yankees are going to maintain the same aggressiveness on the bases? They didn't.
No,
they
I didn't
weren't
think
as
they
aggressive
would because Carlos Narvaez is a crazy, caught stealing percentage. But, so I will say, because we all learned at the same time about the Luke Weaver splits. I feel better about Luke Weaver. I just don't feel good because I know they only use him in the 7th inning now because they're ignoramuses. But Trent Grisham, I'm going to take back what I said. Bayo is a righty, so he should be in the lineup tomorrow. Ben Rice should be in the lineup tomorrow. I'm expecting the Yankees to bounce back here. I am. You're going to get the biggest fight yet. I think it really is going to hit them like, we're after all that, after being the hottest team for X amount of days, after having an 8-game losing streak, you could lose 2 in a row and you're gone. Now, we could talk about how ridiculous the way the postseason is aligned, because it's absolutely ridiculous. It's the worst way to decide, a series, because the 3-game
They
series
want to punish you
ridiculous.
for not winning the division.
But they do. Yeah,
they've done it.
I mean, really, what they should do is the ALDS is 7, and they make this 5. I think that would be a better thing, because even a 5-game series feels kind of
the issue. So I agree with what you're saying in a vacuum. The reason that they can't do it is it's not so much that, it goes so far, it gets so cold. It's really not that, because I know we can say just start it sooner, whatever it is. I really feel like if they made it a 5-game series, the team that's waiting for you in the division series would just be screwed. They just sat around for, a week, 9 days. It would take forever.
No, that's true. Like, it would.
Because now you're talking about there would have to be, you can't play all 5 games at home, so now there has to be travel days. So I agree with exactly what you're saying. Baseball wants, the reason they did this, they wanted more teams to feel like football, we've got a shot. We can win 87 games. There's a team playing the Dodgers right now, just getting the brakes beat off them, in the Cincinnati Reds, who won, what was it, Jake? 83 games?
Yeah, we did say this would happen, by the way.
They won 83 games. So now the Reds were hyped up for this September run, and the fans were into it. It gets fans engaged. But you're kind of in the dance. They're going to be really good teams that are in the dance, barely, like we are. And then there's going to be the Reds. So there's not really a way to do it fair. If we had won game 1, it wouldn't feel that bad. But now that we've lost game 1, guys, we could lose tomorrow, and there's just the Yankees unloaded. What are we doing with ourselves now? You know what I mean? So it's like that's how quickly you can just be sent packing. It's why June and July was so important. The fact that we're in this series at all is just it's dangerous. It is, and we're facing that.
I think I would rather give up all the home playoff games, right? Mm-hmm. All the home playoff games in the wild card. Give up the days off, so you play Monday and you play Friday in a 5-game set, and there's travel as well. Or if the travel was hard to do, then I would just keep it in one location. I would rather do that than have this 3-game series, because I think it's stupid.
I agree with you.
If the Yankees win, it's still stupid. And, because what your argument is spot on. I totally get it, right? That's what you're saying. You're saying, well, essentially it hurts the teams that have the bye because now they're waiting forever. Well, what if we just didn't have them wait? You fill in Monday and Friday, and now this team just has to do the impossible, and you really start to make wild card teams feel like crazy stories, because now they have to play every day, and now they have to go right in without an off day. You have to go right into the game 1. Then you get your first off day by playing game 1. So the
more likely you survive the wild card situation, but it's going to be to your detriment. You're not going to show up with guys fresh, which you deserve. You didn't win the division. We shouldn't be able to show up with some propped up series against Toronto. Toronto beat us in the tiebreaker. They deserve to win the division. So there should be an advantage, and some of that advantage is playing in Toronto, no question. But they also deserve the advantage of being rested while we don't. Yeah. And they're going to get that somewhat. But we also can just go home in 2 games. Same with Boston. It feels a little bit more fair for Boston because they were pretty bad for about half the year. But, sucks. And Apex want to get to the Supers. Thank you for the 2. Says we need a poach core from the Boston. Imagine. Well, the reason we hired our manager in the first place is because during the hiring process, and we were asking questions. What do you think about the analytics? Would you surrender somewhat of control? Would you allow Tim and Billy and Jim over here? Would you allow them to really collaborate as a team effort into making lineups and making decisions live in the game? And he said, absolutely. I'm all for analytics. Congratulations, you're hired, right? And they liked Aaron Boone, the person. He's a great dude. But Jake, it wouldn't matter who we hired. They would quite literally only hire somebody that would let the analytics department make these choices.
I hate these people. Hate them
too.
Because they're killing baseball too, slowly but surely. And the thing is, when I say killing, it's not that it's ever going to go away, but the original spirit of what the sport was is gone. We don't have starters that go 7 innings, no questions asked anymore. We have all of these OPS plus and weighted runs created. It's a joke, truthfully.
F war.
The F war.
Yeah,
It's so
it's pretty
ridiculous.
insane. And by the way, I didn't think about this at the time. I thought about it during the game, totally forgot about it. So thank you for bringing this up with the super with Tank 1562 with the 2. Says, should have walked Bregman in the 9th, fire Boone. So what did you think about that decision to pitch to? Because this is obviously a player that you wanted on the Yankees.
Yes.
The player on deck, okay? You're talking about Romy Gonzalez.
Yes,
okay?
I absolutely would have walked Bregman. I understand not walking Bregman because you didn't want to load the bases. Like, I get that.
And Gonzalez having a strong September as well.
Yeah, and I know Romy Gonzalez, if you don't follow baseball, like, a lot, you hear that name and you're like, that's some, like, jabroni. But, no, he's actually been playing well.
Yes.
My biggest thing is, like, when we were texting, like, you know, I was texting you about Judge, and I thought the biggest thing was as soon as Goldie gets on base, I text you immediately. I'm like, they can't walk Judge now.
Right.
Because you can't. You can't just put 2 guys on, nobody out, and bring Bellinger up. Did you not watch Yankees baseball this year? You know? So it's one of those things where it's like, if you walk Bregman, which I agreed with, but if you walk Bregman, now you got Romy Gonzalez. One way or another, you're in the heart of the order. This is literally not supposed to be an easy thing. So I don't really have an issue with that. I also, look, I like Bednar. He failed tonight. He absolutely failed tonight, but not as much as Luke Weaver did. And honestly, I don't want to blame Luke Weaver too much after seeing those numbers, because it's clear as day that he can't pitch in the 7th inning, and people that keep just tossing him out there, it's like the idea you have a guy in the NFL who plays tackle, and you can tell he's just not a tackle, right?
Yeah.
He's just awful. And you're like, okay, well, like, clearly the guy would be pretty good if you moved him in at guard, but being on the outside, having to have the kick slide and everything, it's killing him. And you're just like, yeah, he sucks. It's all his fault. It's like, at some point or another, you have to point the blame away from not the guy entirely, because he is a professional.
Yes.
But you have to also point the blame at the person in charge that is putting him in position to fail. And that, to me, that whether that's Boone, whether that's the analytics, I don't give a rip. What I care about are the results. And the fact that you have a guy who has actually really good splits this year, because these are the year splits, Gary. This isn't just like what I was showing you. It was for 2025. It wasn't like
That's
for
why
his
we're not
career.
upset about it. Like, we wouldn't blame Aaron Boone for bringing in a Bednar and that it doesn't work. No, the numbers long term say that Bednar should have been fine there, which is why we would never in a million years say, why'd you bring in Bednar? We're asking you, why did you bring in someone to do something that you already knew before the game started they don't do well in that situation? Why would you do that? And then just expect, because the name walks up to the mound, it's going to work out. It's not a recipe for success. It's disappointing. And really, you know what it really goes to show me, Jake? It goes to show me that if you watch the Yankees in the World Series last year, and you saw, and we heard Nestor Cortez he was getting going, right? And we didn't know how they were going to utilize him. We thought it was going to be in long relief, low leverage, starter gets blown up. And all of a sudden we say, oh, Freddie Freeman is walking up to the plate. And then they panned the camera over and said, oh yeah, Tim Hill's warming up. Nestor Cortez is warming up. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what is Nestor Cortez coming into this game for? Nestor Cortez has zero, in no situation prior did he have any success in that type of moment. And we went to it. So it kind of reminds me of exactly what happened today. We just went to something we've never seen work before, and we lost because of it.
Yeah, it's a joke. Dell, thank you for the super. Different year, same crap again. Act like you care. Get a new effing manager. Boone can't manage when it matters most. Get him the F out. I get it. I totally get it, man. Because at some point or another, see, You lose to the Guardians last year. If that happens, you lose to them in the ALCS, people are going to be mad. But if you lose to the Red Sox again in the wild card, dude, people are coming after Boone. I'm telling you, this has to be the year. Like this is, you can't lose to your rival in the wild card.
How good do you think this Boston team is, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
With Roman Anthony, I would say that they are right up there at the Yankees, potentially.
Without him, would you say?
Without him, nowhere near.
Where would you, because you're saying they're no, I would agree with you. I think we're the better team. Now, I think Boston deserved to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
They showed up. They deserved to win the game. We didn't play smart enough. They deserve this.
I hate
1-0
Yoshida,
Boston.
by the way. Hate him.
Yeah, he's only good against us.
We
the
just
question
talked
is,
about that.
how good? What other team in baseball would you put them on par with? Would you say
Without
Roman Anthony, who
Without
clearly
Roman
is not
Anthony-
participating? Yeah.
So, okay, well, let's do it this way, right? Let's go through the playoff bracket, and let's just compare. Without Roman Anthony, are the Red Sox better than the Reds? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You would agree?
Yes.
Are the Red Sox better than the Padres?
No.
I don't think so. Are the Red Sox better than the Cubs?
No.
Dodgers?
No.
Okay. Tigers?
I'll say yes.
I'm going to say yes as well. Are they better than the Guardians? Because I'm going to say yes
no.
on that.
I'm going to say no because of the way Cleveland's playing right now, but talent-wise, I would say yeah.
I'm going to say they're better than both teams, even without Roman Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Blue Jays are better.
Yep, no question.
I think the Yankees are better.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Mariners are better. So
Yes.
chat, if you guys are paying attention, we just said they're better than the Reds, the Tigers, the Guardians. That's it. Fiend.
That's 3 of how many teams that are in this thing?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
3 out of 12 teams. And mind you, we have respect for Boston, and we know they're well coached. Ton of respect for Alex Cora. He's done a great job this year. He just does a good job against us one-on-one. This team shows up in fights. But what we're telling you is that there's no excuse to lose to Boston in the wild card. None whatsoever.
None.
Not one that would keep your job anyway. So that's really what we're getting at.
Yeah, and I see people, in the comment section saying, give Crochet the love. Like, obviously, he's a tough matchup, and he is.
We did.
And I liked some of the at-bats. I really did. I thought the way Volpe fought, even when he struck out in that one, I thought that was really valiant, getting his pitch count down. But it's not acceptable. The rest of the guys, I'm sorry. I'm looking up at, you have 7 hits, and 6 of them are coming from guys that had 2 hits each. That's not acceptable. You need to have more help. Jazz tried to help off the bench with the pop, sack fly that never happened. But like the Austin Wells thing, like
Grisham and Wells were 0 for 7 with 6 strikeouts. You can't win. Guys, I understand that we had bases loaded. We should have come through in that moment. It was our
What'd
opportunity.
you say about Grisham off air? I want you to bring that up. I thought it was really spot on.
What the hell did I say?
Well, you were talking about how if I have a lefty bat that can't hit lefties, I shouldn't pay that guy.
Yeah, so now, mind you, I don't think that Trent Grisham is going to be back a Yankee at all. I actually think there's about a 5% chance of it happening. But having said all this, I think he had an awesome year. I mean, I couldn't have had more fun watching Trent Grisham play this year. Love the at-bats, love the plate discipline, obviously the power. I mean, he hit 30-plus homers, played great defense. He was in center field. He got Judge out of center and back to his home position in right field. It was better for all parties. Having said that, what does it matter how good of a regular season you had as a left-handed bat if you cannot hit left-handed good pitching? If you're, and I don't mean going 0 for 4. I've seen 0 for 4s before. Stanton went 0 for 4 today. He did.
Yeah.
Right? Caballero went 0 for
just
3.
as bad, to be fair.
Yes, right? Rosario 0 for 3. I've seen 0-fers before. But to go up there and go 0 for 4, and again, Crochet was awesome tonight. Wasn't good enough to go 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. I don't care who you faced. That is a giving away an at-bat. Wells was giving away at-bats tonight. What's the point of me putting you in the lineup if they can just put a lefty out there and you are done? Completely wiped out. And that's why we put such an emphasis on Ben Rice and his development lefty on lefty. He was showing progress lefty on lefty, and they were like, Ben Rice is out of there. We'll put in these other lefties who haven't really shown us a lick against left-handed pitching. Cody Bellinger has reverse splits. He can hit righties, but he dominates lefties. He's over a 330 hitter against lefties. So you don't have to worry about that type of matchup. So it's disappointing. I don't understand the premise of putting a lefty in the lineup if you know he's just giving away 4 at-bats when he goes up there.
I agree. So let's talk about the positives here. Let's try and because we obviously want people to tune in tomorrow.
Let's try to squeeze it.
I'm gonna try and tune in tomorrow. It's gonna be hard. I'm flying to LA, so I'll definitely be able to see the game though. I don't know where I'm gonna see it. It's the only thing. But
you're gonna have to Mission Impossible like crack streams it on the
dun, 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 yeah, like hanging from the ceiling, like just trying to see through like an apartment window or whatever. Oh, there we go.
That's what I had to do today.
Well, there you go. So here's the good. Playoff Goldie. How about that? He looked good. He won't be in the lineup tomorrow, but he looked good, right? Ben Rice has been white hot. Hopefully he doesn't just go cold because they didn't play him today, which, by the way, this stuff does happen to players. Aaron Judge looks ready for the postseason.
Major positive.
That's major positive. Yeah, that's a huge deal. Bellinger had a hit today.
Yep.
So hopefully get him back on the high side. And Anthony Volpe looks like playoff Anthony Volpe. I think he improved his career postseason numbers. He's now a 290 plus postseason hitter.
Can I ask you a question? Now, Volpe just went 2 for 3.
Yes.
Right? Played solid defense at shortstop. Wasn't a problem at all.
He was a solution
that he didn't
today. Throw that ball.
Yes. Here's my question. Now, Volpe, and this is what the Yankees have said. He hits lefties really well. The op says that, right? And we're not in love with those type of but the production says, right?
Yeah.
The batting average is better, the power numbers, the pop, it's just all better against lefties. Same thing with Paul Goldschmidt. But then tomorrow we see Bayo. Now Bayo is a righty. Do you still start Anthony Volpe? My opinion is yes.
100%.
I don't think there's any way you sit Anthony Volpe after what happened today, because you just have to reward positive play, in my opinion. And when you take 3 at-bats the way Volpe did today against Garrett Crochet, I'm sorry, I've got to reward that. As bad as he's been all year, when you do that on this type of stage, I'll see you tomorrow. You're in the lineup.
Yeah, how about these splits? 353 and 941 OPS against Bayo. Anthony Volpe is 100% in the lineup tomorrow, and if he's not, throw your analytics in the trash. Or
do you have the piece of paper? Do you have the piece of paper? Do you know that's my favorite part of the show? You can shove those analytics where the sun don't shine, because that would be lunacy. He's got good splits against Bayo.
Jazz too, by the way. Jazz
hit against Crochet.
Bayo.
Oh yeah, Jazz will be playing tomorrow. That's a given. Ben Rice is a given.
Bellinger,
should be playing.
1,400 OPS. Tomorrow the Yankees are winning this game. It's going to be the same culprits, except Jazz is maybe not going to hit a sac fly, and he's going to actually get to hit because he'll have more than one at bat. Aaron Judge, this is where it gets interesting, Gary. I'm going to ask you. Aaron Judge is 2 for 21 in Bayo against Bayo for his career. 095, 439 OPS, no home runs. Is Aaron Judge going to break this tomorrow? I believe he is.
So my answer is yes, because his numbers, one way or the other, look like that in the postseason, right? Give me a 2 for 20. That's what he's pretty much done. We just think he's a different player at this stage. Yeah. We just think he's more prepared. I'm not worried about Aaron Judge. What I'm worried about is what the Yankees, this is a 1 through 9 in the lineup issue. This is a Stanton, who we've said October Stanton, how great it's been. This is Cody Bellinger. This is Aaron Judge. He's included, right? This is going to be Ben Rice. He's going to be playing tomorrow.
Oh, good God.
What
Austin
are you
Wells
guys
has
going...
splits against him.
Yeah. What are you guys going to do? When a man on third and second is sitting in front of your face, are you going to clench up your butt cheeks and roll a ball over to second base and be like, oh, it almost went through. I hit it hard. I don't care. I don't care. You need to find a way to scratch and claw and win the game. And that goes on to the offense. Because if the offense doesn't show up and perform, Jake, what becomes more prevalent in the game and just more prominent? Wouldn't it be the bullpen and Aaron Boone and the job that they do? Why would I want another baseball game played that way? The offense, if the offense doesn't show up tomorrow against Bayo, the Yankees are going to lose. They do not win games like what you see from a Bruce Bochy in the early 2010s where we won 1-0 today. The Yankees are not built to go win like that. So you guys need to do your job when guys get in scoring position. And today, you brought up the number, Jake. We were 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. That's not winning any game. It's not. So that's pathetic.
No, the good news is it's weird because they have really good splits against Bayo for the team. I mean, Jazz. All right, so just OPSs, right? Jazz 945, Volpe 941, Bellinger 1400, Trent Grisham 1000, Caballero 944, and then Ben Rice has a 636 and Paul Goldschmidt has a 667, which aren't great, but
how many at bats is that for Rice, by the way?
11, and he's got 3 hits. So I mean, Ben Rice will be in the lineup. The problem is like Austin Wells is 1 for 8 with 3 strikeouts. That's
fine because Austin Wells is in the lineup tomorrow only because he's a designated catcher. Yeah. And he's also facing a righty.
McMahon is also 0 for 8, and he's going to be playing. And that's correct. I don't think he should play. I think Caballero should play. I think
I would agree with you
completely.
Should be
at third. I think Volpe should be at short. I think Jazz should be at second. Ben Rice should be at first. Like you said, Austin Wells, you'll just live with it. He'll play catcher. And then the outfield should be exactly the same. And Stanton should DH, even though he has terrible splits. I don't care. Stanton, at some point or another, he's going to figure it out at the plate. Hopefully it's tomorrow. If he doesn't, then it'll be next year.
McMahon is going to play, by the way.
What?
McMahon and Wells are going to play. So really 100%. What you're doing is you're shrinking your lineup. Instead of 9 guys in the lineup, it turns into 7.
Yeah, which they've played like that anyway. So I'm actually expecting them to beat up Bayo tomorrow.
I agree. I think we both agree. The Yankees find a way to win tomorrow. Now, again, I'm not sure, unless someone's seen the news of who's starting for Boston in a potential, because we haven't earned the right to be in a Game 3 in the first place. We have to win Game 2. Who potentially would be starting Game 3? I have no idea. No clue. So all I know,
find out.
Yeah, I would love to find out.
I mean, based on the depth chart, it would be... What the hell? They took Connolly early? What? I don't think that's going to be him. Well, who was the... Okay.
I'm just hearing that name for the first time, by the way.
I've never heard that dude's name in my life. So who pitched before Crochet was Paddock for the De Leon, Jose De Leon. Dude, who the hell are these guys?
So at the very least, we know whoever Boston's pitching, the Yankees have the upper hand in a potential Game 3 with Cam Schlittler. No guarantee Cam Schlittler's going to dominate. No guarantee, but there's no guarantee with any player in baseball history. But it's about who's slated, and I think Cam Schlittler will have the edge over whoever he faces on the other side. So really what we're telling you guys is that it's embarrassing that we're in this spot to begin with, but we're here. Now, what does the rest of the series look like? And we're trying to give you the positive outlook, which, Jake, you've kind of talked me into it. I'm not trying to tell you guys we're going to win the series. They've got to do it. We're not playing. Jake and I don't play baseball. But to look up at this team and say, well, who's Boston throwing for Game 2? Who are they throwing? Okay, Bayo, is he beatable? The answer is yes. Do we have some players with positive numbers against Bayo? The answer is yes. So the numbers show the Yankees have a great opportunity. If Rodon shows up, the Yankees should win Game 2, and really that's the key to the series. The Yankees win Game 2, they should win Game 3 at home. If you can't win a home game to go to the division series and see Toronto, then we should just go home. We deserve to go home.
Yeah,
I have high hopes for this. I actually really believe that something positive can still happen despite the numbers of how they look, in their totality.
And remember the 20%, right? I just want to be, maybe I'm being Mr. Optimistic, whatever. The 20% of teams that lose the first game and, they end up being the ones that actually move on and advance and find a way to win the next two. 10%, my bad.
Yeah.
10%. Mm-hmm. Because there's only been two.
Yep.
Keep in mind, the Yankees are a 94-win wildcard team. We don't see this very often. We just don't. Mm-hmm. You look over at the Reds right now, those are the teams that percentage is based on. It's based on
which is a great point.
To 86 win teams, not 94 win teams.
Yeah, and I can feel people are going to say, oh, you're trying to convince us that we're going to win out of the wild card. No. Jake, I think the point you just brought up is that the average team that comes out of the wild card and loses game one, Cincinnati's in that mix now.
Yeah.
They're in that mix, and is Cincinnati winning that series? Nope. Do they have any chance? Cincinnati could have won game one. They still wouldn't have won the series.
They had a shot. It was 10-5. Did you see that?
No.
10-5. They loaded up the bases in the top of the eighth, and they popped out.
It's the most exciting the series will be. But guys, that's the point, is that all of these teams that play in the wild card, someone has to lose game one. And more times than not, it's the team with less talent. More times than not. Not every time. And so, I think the numbers are a little bit skewed. We can try to spin them in a positive way and see what happens. But, we're not telling you to bet on it, but we'll see what happens.
The chat's saying nobody's come back and won after losing it. But I just saw that someone... What? Did Google lie to me?
Are you talking about just losing the first game of the wild card in a 3-game set?
Yeah, they're saying that nobody's come back.
Apparently. Wasn't the number I saw on Twitter. I saw this posted like 3 or 4 times. But, if that ends up being true and no one's done it, guys, we're the New York Yankees. I don't know if you guys were watching the Yankees in 2004. We were up 3-0 in a series, and we lost. I promise you we're not dead to rights yet. We're not.
Wait, hold on. It was the ESPN broadcast. Then I'll trust mine more. I believe I'm right.
HS with the 10 says, I'll take a chance of Jazz or Rice running into a pitch or walking a run over Rosario and Wells, who went 0 for 7. Yes, they did. And apparently Fried can't handle Rafaela or Sogard. Good job, Boone. So I was more than happy with the job Max Fried did. I think he answered all the questions I possibly would have had for him. All the numbers he did in Atlanta, he's shown I'm a different player, I'm a different pitcher, and he displayed that. Guys, it's not his fault he was pulled from this game. And for those of you who think, oh, he was just wiped out, a tired Max Fried is still probably better than Luke Weaver pitching in the 7th. And they made that decision anyway. So don't be frustrated with Max Fried. Or what the job he did with Rafaela or Sogard. He did an awesome job tonight. He did. The Yankees offense should have done more. Boone absolutely just wet the sheets. He was bad. The Yankees should have found a way to win this game, and they didn't. So tip your cap to Garrett Crochet. Untip your cap to Aaron Boone.
Untipping your cap to Aaron Boone. I like that. So I'm calling BS. Our chat failed us. I was right. ESPN was wrong. I have it right here. The San Diego Padres lost at home 7-4 to the St. Louis Cardinals and went on to win Game 2 11-9 and won Game 3 4-0. They beat Jack Flaherty in Game 3.
So ESPN, where did they post this?
2020 wildcard series. No, they're saying that they said it on the broadcast. So congrats, guys. You lied on the broadcast. And then what was the other one? Oh, the 2020 A's versus the Whites. The A's were in the playoffs in 2020?
Oh, in the short season? Wow.
So I guess they're not counting the short season, but I am.
Why?
Because it should be counted. The A's at home lost to the White Sox. Lucas Giolito beat him. He beat Jesus Luzardo. Good Lord, this is wild. And then Chris Bassett beat Dallas Keuchel. Dude, what the hell is going on here? I didn't even know these players were on these teams. Oakland won in Game 2. And then Game 3, Oakland won. Frankie Montas beat... I've never heard that pitcher in my life. So the A's beat the White Sox. And what were the A's record? They were. You can't really tell because it was the shortened season.
Yeah, and there'd be no way to determine because you don't know who was. You don't know.
So yeah. Anyway, there's been 2 teams. It happened in 2020. It's rare, but keep in mind they've only had this best of 3 wild card for a little bit. It hasn't been around that long.
Yeah, I get why they started it. Completely understand. It's exciting.
Better than the one game where you're like, you get all excited and you get all your friends after school to go, hey, we're gonna watch, Masahiro Tanaka beat Dallas Keuchel. Just kidding. We're gonna watch a 1-hit performance, 1-hit shutout from Dallas Keuchel.
They had to stop the one game. I think it was the Pittsburgh Pirates. They won like 98 games, like 2 years in a row.
Oh my God.
And I think St. Louis beat them in the division with like a 100-win season. They were eliminated in one game both years. So obviously you can't have that happen. Apex with the 2 says Ben Rice would have gotten a hit in that last at bat. By the way, I want to bring up the question. Apex, thank you for the super. What did you guys think about Austin Wells taking that at bat? Because he took an at bat late in this game. Ben Rice was just sitting there picking his boogers in the dugout. Obviously not literally, but they didn't let him take that at bat. I guess the question, Jake, is why? Is there any situation in the history of ever where Austin Wells would be a better at bat than Ben Rice? So I guess the question I'm asking you, Jake, is how did that happen? And how did it unfold the way it did, in your opinion? Because I didn't understand it.
Mismanagement. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, how do you not pinch hit or pinch run Goldschmidt? I mean, it's mismanagement. It's negligence. That's all it is. By the way, our chat is trying to get me on a technicality, and that's not going to happen. I don't care.
Oh, wait, what happened? I didn't get a chance.
Well, hold on. The 2022 was the first year of the 2-3 wild card. I don't care. Literally, there was a 3-game wild card series twice that this happened to in 2020. So it's there. They played. The point is, they played 3 games in the wild card. All 3 were at home for a team. And both teams that were at home lost the first game and then won the next 2. That's what's going to happen for the Yankees, I believe.
So I want to bring up something from our live chat because it's wrong, but I appreciate the thought. So I don't want anyone to think I'm picking on them because I'm never doing that. Unless you're on Twitter, I will.
Yeah, that's fair.
Marvin says you don't pinch hit Goldie, Jake. Otherwise, you got nothing if you go to extras. Guys, when you're losing.
Oh, I don't care about extras.
You're losing the game.
Right there.
Your objective, by the way, if we don't even get to extra innings, that means we lost.
Yep.
And if we win, we don't have to go to extra innings. So why would you be concerned with what the situation would be down the road without a Paul Goldschmidt in the game if you very well may not get there? Matter of fact, odds are you're not going to get there. So you manage the game in order to create extra innings and have that problem. By the way, when I saw it, my initial thought was, okay, do we want Goldschmidt in the game, right? Down the road, probably. But in this moment, we need this situation to be more in our favor. We cannot live with a station-to-station guy on the base pass in this moment. Cannot happen. And Jazz puts the ball in play, and lo and behold, Goldschmidt cannot advance, and it causes the inning to really turn into nothing for the Yankees. What did it matter if we have him down the road in extra innings? Extra innings won't exist.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I also have to bring this up because this needs to just be sent. You're going to the gulag, Platypus. Gulag you go. All right. Proof is in the damn pudding. Here we go. Are we ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, cool. So,
I don't remember how long these series were. I honestly have no recollection of it. Yeah, so it's not you guys. It's just Jake. So he's on the hill by himself.
Yeah. So anyway, here's the magical thing, right? We look, 2020. 3-game wild card series. Look
so
at this.
It did exist.
The
and now
A's were at home all 3 games. They lost this game. They won the next 2. I'm not going to bother with the other one, but the point stands. I am right, and you are wrong. But I appreciate you watching and always supporting Platypus.
We appreciate you being wrong. It obviously being a member of our audience. We will get back to the supers. And it was Jeff J, the GOAT. Welcome back. Thank you, obviously, for being a member. I know we have a new membership as well. We'll drop the link down in the comments if anyone else wants to become a member tonight. But Jeff says, when Baboon, God, I feel like his name is Baboon at this point. I've heard Baboon more than Boone. Pulled the ace throwing darts. Dominguez doesn't pinch run for Goldie. Obviously, some people disagree. They want Goldschmidt defensively for extra innings that never existed. Rice doesn't bat with the bases loaded. Fire everyone. We've lost before the playoffs even began. We are effed. I don't agree that we're completely screwed, but I will say, Jake, as I'm trying to talk myself into some optimism, I'm worried that given the way our manager made decisions tonight, the voice of the New York Yankees had enough confidence, and I agree with him, that our manager just made decisions before the game started. I don't have trust that a manager that's making choices before first pitch of game one of a series is a good enough manager in order to do what needs to be done here. That's what worries me more than anything else. So I don't know how you feel about it. I know you have a ton of confidence in the Yankees, but man, the way that we're going about our business is such a dumb brand of baseball that it's hard to imagine that we're just going to show up and punch them in the mouth twice and move on to the Jays.
Yeah, I really I understand kind of the pushback on, them kind of, because now I do get it, right? They lose this game. Now we're talking about them having to win the next two, which I do think they'll do.
Right.
And now people are feeling less confident in Aaron Boone. How are you going to beat the Toronto Blue Jays not having home field in a 5-game series when now the jig is up? Aaron Boone is a problem. He's already proved to be a problem. It did not take long. It took 7 innings for him to come in and be like, it's time for me to fuck this game up. That's literally what he did. So
he made his presence felt, or the analytics department made their presence felt.
That's true.
Whatever you believe, which it could be both.
I don't want to get him in trouble for something he didn't do, but at the same time, you're guilty by association. That's how I feel.
It is a great point. So, Jeff, thank you for the super and supporting the channel. As always, and Ness with the 5 said they are the first team in the history to not score with the bases loaded with no outs in the bottom of the 9th. So I'll operate here as if that was like a statement of fact. I don't know if this to be true, but to have the bases loaded with nobody out against a pitcher that who's had a great year, like one of the all-time great years, Aroldis Chapman, to go out there and not score a run, I don't actually care who you faced. You could have Mariano Rivera up there. If the bases are loaded and nobody's out, you have to find a way to at least score a run. How is that even physically possible? We know why it's possible. It's just lack of situational awareness and execution. But you deserve to lose when that's the case. So if we're the first team in history not to score, I would probably say they're just like speaking funny here.
Napoli Boone.
No, Napoli Boone. Guys, I need more nicknames. I honestly need it. They're so good. Scotty Boy 26 with the 5 says that was 100% on Boone. I am sick. Fried was still sharp. That's debatable. I agree. He was sharp enough where I leave him in the game. He wasn't sharp. He was definitely slowing down.
He was laboring, but at the same time, there was still soft contact. And that's the thing that bothers me, and my dad always brings this up. It feels like teams, they get these like kind of lucky hits that seem to just squeak through, and the Yankees are crushing these. And you saw it, like almost the next inning afterwards, the Yankees hit 3 atom balls, right? You get hard contact off of Crochet. But the point being is that it wasn't like he was giving up rocket ships. That's
so you're saying issue. We were overreactionary.
Yeah.
Okay, some soft contact.
Yeah.
I'm looking at how he looks. Let me just pull him out of the game. Maybe you should just look at it as more black and white and just say, well, Max Fried's not giving up any runs or a ton of hits. So I'm just going to leave him in there until he does surrender something, and then I'll go to the help. But he just went to the help right away over something arbitrary, which was pitch count. And it's not the right way to manage. So.
Yeah, I mean, Duran hit a ball, what? He hit an 84-mile-an-hour sweeper and hit a chopper.
Yep.
And then Fried covered the base, and Duran stupidly dove headfirst and probably would have been safe if he didn't do that.
And did you see who was up for the Red Sox?
Rafaela?
It was Rafaela and Sogard. Why would you not leave him in there for 8 and 9? And I get it. People say,
Luke
well,
Weaver throws
Sogard
11 pitches right out of the gate. 11. And then Sogard doubles. Oh, God. Anyway, it's so irritating.
we can go in circles. Robert Cortez with the 5, just supporting the channel. So, Robert, thank you for the super. Really appreciate that. And Ninja Hot Dog with the 2 says they only look at splits that don't matter. I wish we had a little bit more transparency as far as how the Yankees look at analytics, but I think the problem with analytics is that from a technical standpoint, you can always calculate a reason as to why you made a decision that makes no mental sense. Like if you just had a human look at the game and say, well, that's what I would do. You could just say, oh, well, his F4 plus Bacon, and then say, well, that's why we went to it. Sometimes you just have to know when to put analytics and ball it up and put it in a drawer. And then other times you need to know when analytics can actually be applied because they're not all bad. And tonight we found the bad. We did.
His F4 plus Bacon. No, I love the way you said that. That was great. Man, bacon, waffle, what else? Pizza. You just had ice cream. I don't know. Well, you got all sorts of. Christopher, appreciate the 20. Weaver had him 0-2. I'm not convinced it was a mistake to put him in. More about him not executing in Bednar, Big G, and Grish in 9th, etc. I'm still confident Sox starting pitching does drop off now. Win tomorrow equals new day. That's what I'm saying. The Yankees starting pitching does not drop off. As a matter of fact, they have I believe they have 2 ace-level starters, quality-wise, coming in next up. You got Rodon, who's been pitching arguably as well as Fried, and before Fried kind of fixed everything, and he's going through the blister, Rodon was the ace holding it down, right?
Can you argue that the margins between the skill gap of starting pitching is just massive for the Yankees?
Huge.
I think if you look
Bayo's
at game
really
1,
good. I don't think Bayo's dominant. That's the difference. I think Rodon could shove tomorrow. But if Bayo dominates us, that's just a wetting of the sheets by the. He's not good enough to dominate us. Yeah, no.
The reason I'm saying that is because if Bayo does dominate, he has the physical capabilities of doing it. He's done it before, but he's not that level. If the Yankees get shut down tomorrow, that's on them.
100%.
We'll give Bayo credit.
You
he deserves
eat that, and it sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's my thing. If Bayo just dominates the Yankees, then Boone needs to be fired, and these guys just didn't step up, right? It is what it is.
Then the skill gap between Schlittler and whoever is starting game 3 for Boston, we don't even know who it's going to be.
That's going to be significant.
The gap has to be, like you said, significant. Now, it's not a guarantee to win the game, but it's massive.
They know this. It's why they had to have Crochet ready. It's why they skipped his start. Although... Did you see the Tigers skipped Scooble's start? The Cleveland Guardians know very well who Scooble is. They have a lot of familiarity. Didn't matter. Had 14 strikeouts on 3 days rest. He is an absolute alien.
Holy.
He is an alien, Gary. That just totally shifted the entire series. They just stole one. Like, I mean, Cleveland just had their number, and you just throw Scooble out there and boom.
Which is... It's really like there's an aggressive way to go about this and there's a passive way to go about it. Mm-hmm. One way to look at the Yankees right now is they win 102 pitches with Max Fried. If the Yankees win game 2 and game 3, pulling Fried at 102 pitches will end up being the best thing the Yankees could have ever done. But if the Yankees lose game 2 or game 3, throwing Max Fried 102 pitches is the worst thing you've ever done. So there's pros and cons to it. Now there's more pros to having left him in the game today, and that's why I would have done it. But Jake... That's why managing is so important. You need to know when to use guys, when to really max them out, bring them past the normal threshold that you worked them the whole season, and just have a little bit of feel for the game. Unfortunately, today, we didn't do it. Oh, I didn't even see you drop that in there. Ridiculous.
Genghis Khan.
Absolutely ridiculous. You're banned. Slim Lewis with the 2. Slim, welcome in. Says the sad thing is this surprises nobody. Fire Boone. Yeah, none of us are surprised. We saw it in the World Series. We saw it in June. We saw it in July. Hell, we saw it in March.
Saddam Boone saying.
Saddam Boone saying. We're never going to get sponsors with this stuff going on. Thank you, Slim. Fishman 432 with the 2 says Boone got outed in the wild card 10-year extension. Yeah, what's his contract, by the way? Like, what are the terms right now? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Does anyone know? And I'll throw you up on the screen so we're looking at the live chat.
Boonocchio. That's funny. See, it doesn't even have to be a ruthless dictator. It just can be anything.
Benedict Arnold. It's Do you know my favorite thing that happened the whole season was somebody sent me Devin Williams just AI'd as Osama bin Laden.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Absolutely ridiculous. And I do not
fun
condone
on this
it.
show. If anybody doesn't like that, well,
for our sponsorship's sake, I do not condone that behavior.
yeah.
So anyway. Okay, so Emmanuel Ortiz says, I believe he has 2 left.
Extension through 2027.
Through 2027. Okay. So,
right. Well, I would take that extension, and I would Josh Allen that thing.
I was going to say, where's your ball of paper?
Yeah. Yeah, where is that?
Yeah, the extension should mean nothing if we don't
stupid,
get to
by
the
way.
division
I have to
series.
acknowledge how dumb that is, but I don't care. It's funny.
It is very funny. We got Fishman, so yeah, great point. And Jose G Insight with the 2 says Yanks win tomorrow and game 3. Boston starting pitching is a rookie. Well, we have a rookie pitching game 3 as well. Now we know the context of how he's thrown all year. We've got the ace in the deck. In comparison, it's much better. Cam Schlittler is the better arm for game 3. We've got to get there first. But it starts really, in my opinion, there are a lot of people who are projecting some negativity on Rodon, which I think is unfair. This is if we had won today's game.
Why is there negativity on Rodon ever?
I think a lot of it is more so about the feeling around the Yankees, right? Because now technically Rodon is up and down in October, right? He's a little hit and miss, but he's been really good for the Yankees overall. Now, the fact that we lost this game, I think a lot of people think, well, the Yankees are just back to their usual selves. Rodon's going to show up and lay an egg. Now, it's physically possible, but guys, if we had won today, the momentum going into Yankee Stadium for game 2, I think a lot of people would have projected positivity. They would just assume Rodon would do his job, Bednar would do his job, right? Williams, who knows what he would do, but you get the point, is that the Yankees, you'd have higher hopes. This is a game of negativity, and the Yankees have to weather the storm. Once game 3, a potential game 3 starts, I think the positivity around a Cam Schlittler start will be electric at the stadium. Oh my God.
Anyway, no, I really think, I thought the Yankees fans were loud today. I thought it was a playoff atmosphere. You know who stock down on the ESPN audio? What the hell was that?
I'm not sure. By the way, I want to get this up on the screen. I did notice it in the comment section. From Jersey Girl said, send a super $10 before they aired and never read it. Can you find that? Because
yeah, so I wanted to bring that up. So if you send us super before we go live, obviously we appreciate it, but can't guarantee it's going to be able to be shown because it doesn't allow us to do it for whatever reason. I don't know why.
So that Jersey Girl, if you can repost in there what
I have a super.
You do?
Yeah, I have the YouTube thing open. It's not on StreamYard.
Okay.
So I had a root canal last week that was less painful than what I just witnessed. Good thing we have Big G to mash. Rice should have replaced Wells the second Fried came off the bump. So pissed off. Totally agree. Could not agree more. Jersey Girl, we appreciate the 10.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing that to our attention because
Yeah.
Obviously, I did not see that on my end.
I was going to bring it up at the end.
Okay.
Volnera Medicus, thank you for becoming a member. We can't show it up on here for some reason, but we got a diamond level member. I'm like so irritated we can't put that up on the screen. That's
yeah,
so
what a
obnoxious.
shame. And also, now you can go in and Jake, I forget every time. How do you do it?
Yeah, so you head on over to our page, our YouTube page, and you go to posts. And in the post section, the community tab, you're going to see a post that we have the call-in number. So if you want to get in
Ninja
on
sent
the
one as
action
well.
there.
So do you see that?
What?
Ninja Hot Dog sent a super chat before the show.
I see Ninja Hot Dogs and David L. So David L, thank you for the 501. Literally 501. Pathetic said the Yankees never win World Series with Buffoon. Stand affirmed. I turned off when Weaver came in. Where's Judge and Ranks have never got a ring. Oof. Ninja, thank you for the 5. Red Sox keeping Crochet in for the 7th while Fried got removed in the 6th after literally getting an out. Shows why Cora is better. Baboon is a wimp. He's right. Nothing he said is wrong. Literally nothing. I like this one.
I thought it did establish the dominance of the game. It established that, that's the difference, right?
Looney Boons.
Oh, there it is. Right. There's the difference between quality managing and passive and analytical managing is that everything's said to just take Crochet out of the game, but except for if you'd watch the game and you'd say, well, the Yankees cannot hit Crochet, especially with guys on base. Let's just leave him in anyways. But what about the pitch count? What about it?
Yeah.
What about it? We're going to pitch him, and it was the difference in the game today. I know we didn't capitalize on our opportunities, but I thought the Red Sox deserved a win today based on what Alex Cora did and based on what Aaron Boone did. So that's where we are.
Yeah. No, I agree. And
Looney Boons.
Where I like that. Where are we now on supers? I like totally.
We are at HS right here, which is
perfect.
with the 5. So HS, thank you for the super and supporting the channel. And guys, by the way, before I get to this, make sure you guys are subscribed and like the video. We have over 800 people in here, about an hour and a half into the show. We would love to have 800 likes. So please be sure to, actually help support the channel by liking the video. Helps us a ton with the algo. HS says Judge can only throw 70 miles an hour. Gary and Jake have more arm strength right now. Now I can throw a ball harder than 70. Now, one thing I will say though, I'm not concerned about Aaron Judge's arm strength because that's not why he's out there. He's out there to make sure we clear the lane for a DH. A concern would be the fact that our DH went 0 for 4 with 2 punch-outs and came up there with the bases loaded and did absolutely nothing with it. So putting a guy who throws 70 in the outfield, who went 2 for 4 today in Aaron Judge, so I was really proud of that, by the way. It was the best development that happened, probably out. I would say even more important to me than Fried, what he did today. Seeing Aaron Judge just flat out come through, come up there with 2 knocks, it goes to show if we lose this year, it's not going to be because of 99 or we can't throw that excuse and say that he comes up small. He showed up today and the rest of the team didn't and our manager didn't as well. So HS, thank you for the super. Really appreciate the support. And Jose, welcome in a YouTube member at Yankees Unloaded.
Let's see. Second deck.
Second deck. Jose, thank you for the support. Really appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
And Ronnie with the yellow. Always nice to see some yellow and some orange. Ronnie with the 10 says the Yankees' 9th inning was the opposite of the Dodgers' 5th inning.
Oof.
Last October, tale of 2 organizations. Yeah, I mean, that's the Dodgers said of us. You just put the ball in play and make things happen. Things are going to happen in a positive way for us. That's what they did. Now, it's the way we gave it away. I think if the Yankees just make basic plays, we probably get into a Game 6 or Game 7 of the World Series. Who knows what happens then, but what's up? I can tell you had a banger of a thought.
I just realized I wanted to say something.
Yeah, absolutely. Clear the floor.
Okay. We're not being fair to Max Fried. I know he had 102 pitches, but another thing we should say is this umpire was dog shit and cost Max Fried multiple 10 to 20 pitch,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, he had outs. And, if the umpire doesn't call a strike, you have to keep pitching.
Yeah,
So
and
I
there
know
was a
that's-
bad call late in the game for Crochet. We'll acknowledge that as well.
Absolutely.
But we're talking calls, plural, on Max Fried. Great point.
And what I couldn't stand is, as much as I love David Cohn, he's like,
Mm-hmm.
the curve. He's like, it's hard to make that call because like it comes in as a ball, and then I'm like, I don't care.
His verbiage. I don't know if you heard him. He said it fooled the umpire. I go,
don't give
well,
a shit.
you're hired to
Yeah.
not be fooled.
Yeah,
That's like having a
exactly.
security system at your house. You're like, oh, well, it was fooled because you slid open the back door. Well, I don't care what the reasoning is. My family's in jeopardy because someone could just walk into my house. So, no, you need to do your job behind home plate. There were bad calls on both sides. There always are.
Yeah, of course.
But it was weighted in a way.
the
we're
curve
playing at
was
Yankee
too
Stadium.
good. It fooled him. Like,
Too good of a curveball at the top of the zone. I go, well, you still said at the top of the zone at the end of your sentence. That means it was a strike. Call it a strike.
Think about how many pitches Fried threw today that if it's called fairly, like say if we have automatic strike zones, Fried probably has 84 pitches. The time he had 102.
I would argue that it would have went Fried to Bednar tonight. That would have been my argument. Is that we would have seen Fried come out of the game with maybe an out in the 8th inning, and Bednar, they would have tried to get 5 outs with Bednar. That would have been my guess.
Yep.
Four
And I
or
would have been
5
okay
outs.
with that. And Bednar probably would have blown the game, and I still would have been okay with it.
Yeah,
But
completely
the
agree.
idea that you had to take him out, I hate it. And I don't want to give them any excuses, but I also think that was BS because he should have been out of it multiple times where, a BS walk, which was clearly a strike or a missed strike or two, cost him 10, 20, maybe even 30 pitches. Who knows?
Yeah, and they always do. Right?
Yeah, it
We
happens all the
understand that, okay, 1-0 count, you throw a pitch, it's nibbled on the corner, maybe an inch off the plate. You can give it to him. He's been hitting that spot all night. We're not going to complain about those calls. But what we will complain about, 1-2, 2-2 count, 3-2 count.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about action pitches, right? One way or the other, and something can go good or bad. And it snowballs on you in terms of your pitch count. You can't have a 3-2 pitch or a 2-2 pitch just screw a pitcher that's throwing this type of way. Same with Garrett Crochet. If he hits a corner and he's been hitting the corners all night, you give him that pitch. That's just how baseball goes. FGC Hitman with the 20 says that missed curveball strikeout from the ump was the turning point. I won't agree that it was the turning point because I don't want to give that more power than it should have. I
agree
thought
with that.
we were the turning point. Our decision making was the turning point. Alex Cora's decision making of leaving his starting pitcher, who was really the best player on the field today, leaving him on the mound, that was the turning point. But these certainly were important. Hitman also says, in addition, the premature call to the bullpen, yes. The lack of Ben Rice pinch hitting led to the loss. It was weird not seeing Ben Rice today. That was strange. Boone was out coach. Let's go Yanks. Yeah, let's go Yankees. We've got hope here on this show. I want that to be perfectly clear. Jake and I believe the Yankees can win this series. Will they? That's another story. What happens if they don't? That's a completely different conversation that we will have on this podcast. So, Jake, I don't know how you felt about Ben Rice not playing at all today. Obviously, we saw a tough lefty. Would you have started him today if it was your choice?
I still would have started him over Wells, personally. That's what I would have done, but I understood it.
I think I agree with you. I think I make the decision just to start him. The reason why is not so much what each player does against lefties, what they do against righties. It's more so about just who would I rather want to see in the batter's box 4 times in a given day.
I wanted Rosario to start, so I have no issues with the lineup. I agreed with Volpe hits well against lefties.
He does.
Caballero and Rosario. I actually like the lineup today. I'm not going to just change it because they lost. I made that clear that I like the lineup, so yeah, the result wasn't what I wanted, but I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, no. So.
Yep. And CMed 14 with the 2 says Yankees going down 1-2-3 on 6 pitches in the 7th is awful. That should really never happen.
Yeah.
And it does. So it does affect the rest of the game as well. It keeps the pitch count manageable.
Gives Crochet a free inning, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. 6 pitches is really the inning is just over before it starts. I mean, I almost missed the entire inning. I missed 2 outs. So that should never happen in a postseason. The baseball's supposed to slow down in October, and we sped up.
Oh, God. He probably did say this.
Oh, Alex with the 2, obviously a mod of ours. So, Alex, thank you for doing that. Says, Boone, don't worry, October baseball starts tomorrow. Oh, my.
Wait. He's right. Playoff Stanton can't commence until it's October.
I won't complain about Stanton unless once it's over and done with. If the Yankees are eliminated tomorrow and Stanton does nothing, he will be playing, by the way. Mm-hmm. Stanton will be playing.
You should.
If he plays and he doesn't play well and the Yankees lose, then I'd say, oh, well, that's a bummer that we didn't get an opportunity to see any speed in the game with the Dominguez. Right? You always now start to think, what if, right? It brings the what ifs into the category. It's not what you want. Apex with the 2 says, Warren probably acts as insurance for Cam. I mean, probably.
I can't even think about Will Warren right now.
Guys, if Will Warren has come into the game.
My heart is nope.
If Will Warren has come into the game in game 3, something is seriously wrong. And that's with all due respect to Will Warren. All due respect. There's no reason he would ever come into that game. If the Yankees are up 5-0 and Schlittler throws a 50-pitch inning in the 3rd, you still don't bring Will Warren into that game. You don't. You just go bullpen to bullpen to bullpen, or whoever the best possible pitcher is for the moment, you just go simply to that guy and try to get as many outs as possible. You don't bring Will Warren in. No way. I'm sorry. I'm a Will Warren fan. It wouldn't be the choice.
I agree.
Yankee fangirl for life with the 2 says, but Gary, Fried showed up today and we lost. Fried was awesome. He was great. That was our biggest question mark about Max Fried. It wasn't us saying it's going to be bad, but his ERA in the postseason was 5.10. That's as a member of the Atlanta Braves.
Every single time against Crochet, he's pitched well, and he just always finds himself on the losing end. Mark, thank you for the super. My thoughts summed up by this poem, courtesy of ChatGPT.
Oh, no.
In pinstripes, he schemes the baboon at the helm, yet chaos keeps ruling the Yankee realm. That's so funny. I don't know what's funnier, that or the freaking his emoji there.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me take a picture of this. I've got to keep this. Oh, man.
That's so funny.
I know we're wasting valuable seconds, so thank you guys for being here, but I had to keep that. I couldn't just let that go to waste. That is absolutely hilarious. Scott Ross with the 5. Scott, thank you for the super chat and supporting our channel. Says, if we lose this series and end 4-11 versus our rival isn't enough to fire a baboon, I give up. Also, the bases loaded stat is real. Oh, so the stat that we're the first team in baseball history, or at least since they started counting it, to have the bases loaded in the 9th inning with 0 outs and not score a single run.
Like in the postseason or just?
In the postseason.
I was going to say, no, just Eddie's.
Any situation ever. No.
That's just the worst.
It's embarrassing.
I hope they really feel that. I hope every single one again, I'm giving Jazz a break there because, like I said, he literally would have brought in a run.
You put the ball in the outfield, and it's not like it was a can of corn to right field that was hit 210 feet, and we're like, oh, we could have pushed the envelope. It was a fly ball to right field.
It was a deep fly ball. It should have.
Which, by the way, our third base coach actually made the right decision that moment, which he never did all year.
Made me mad. I couldn't even get mad at him because I'm like, what are you going to send Mr. like?
He looks like it's like, nah, I'm not even going to say it. I'll just get in trouble. So I'm just not even going to say it. See, I'm growing. But see, Scott, thank you for the Superman. I am improving. I would have said it 3 years ago, pre-podcast. Gary would have just said it, and then I would have been on some. What are they? I can't remember I can't remember what the Twitter. It's called like bad announcing, and they would have clipped what I said. And been like, Gary said this, and they'd be like, this is the worst guy ever. Hey, I would have said it, but I didn't say it. NYY Matt with the 5 says, do you guys think Boone is gone if they lose tomorrow? Sorry, I might have missed your takes at the beginning of the stream. No, that's okay. It takes us a while, to obviously get to the super. So thank you, Matt, for the super. Now Jake thinks he's gone. If in that scenario we lose, he thinks he's gone. My personal opinion, I would. But you're asking me the question, what do I think they'll do? I don't see them firing Aaron Boone under any circumstances. So that's just my opinion on what I think they'll do. And I don't even know if any result tomorrow will have any. I mean, the game could end the same way it did today. I still don't think they fire him.
Yeah, I still do. I think you don't win the wild card, and yeah, it's not good unless they're like, oh, it's just a crapshoot, which they've done that before. So I guess don't rule that out. Aaron Boone equals Aaron Boone.
Aaron? We didn't make any errors today, which is, hey, there's some positivity. No, I'm just saying it's set in stone.
It just makes me more upset. So you played a good defensive game.
You said it was actually an enjoyable game to watch.
It was.
Not knowing the end result, but if we would just have done something in the 8th or 9th.
Double play. Tell me that didn't get you amped.
It was great.
Yeah.
You just want to win these games. It's just not a sexy game, but it's clean. And the game was clean. No errors on either side. There were 15 hits. We had 7 hits, guys. We didn't just get no hit by Garrett Crochet. We were on base and we were threatening, but that's not the job. You don't score runs by touching second base.
ESPN needs to fix up their audio though, because like you could hear the players go like it was like distorting the mic.
It reminded me of the COVID times when there was no crowd noise. And so you would just hear just giant F-bombs from every player.
Oh,
it was
my God.
Hilarious.
That's so funny. You still hear
and my
that
mom
all the time.
with the super with the 2 says, I feel Tanks win the series. My Padres with a crying face. Yeah, the Padres offense reminds me actually scarily. I mean, well, they lost 3-1 today too. So their offense in crunch time reminds me of the Yankees. Is that I think we actually did something a little different in 2024. I was actually pretty pleased offensively last year. It was really the defense that was our Achilles heel. San Diego, part of the reason I said they're not going to win the World Series is I don't trust their offense. Well, the Yankees, if their offense was to be trusted today, we win this game probably easily. If you let any other team in the postseason take at-bats with the bases loaded and nobody out, they score. They do, unless it's the Padres. So, and obviously disappointing offense. Jake, are we going to have to... You mentioned the catcher. I want to ask you this question, right? You mentioned Narvaez. Great catcher, great throwing arm, somewhat going to control our aggressiveness on the bases. Do you think we've turned, and I'm asking the audience as well, into a home run or nothing offense again, now that the speed game is seemingly being slowed down by Narvaez?
To a degree, but I think that changes tomorrow. I think they're going to be aggressive on the base pass tomorrow. I think they see that. Yeah, okay. I mean, they're going to go back and they're going to look at the fact that, at third base, not being able to score that run. You know what I mean? I think those. So
we had 0 stolen base attempts tonight, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the Red Sox stole a base. Bednar to Wells. They had 1 stolen base, 1 attempt.
It was also a lefty, so you don't typically want to steal on lefties.
Volpe also tried, but there was a foul ball on his attempt. He would have been safe. So we're going to see how many attempts of stolen bases do you think happened in Game 2?
3.
3 stolen base attempts. I think that would be a win. If I see 3 attempts, I'll be happy.
Jazz, Volpe, Bellinger.
Okay.
No,
I'll be
Jazz,
thrilled
Volpe,
if I see that.
Caballero.
Yep.
Probably pinch runner.
And we got a super chat from TJ with the 5. Says, can't believe, thank you for the 5, by the way. Says, can't believe you found a way to blame Boone for the loss. Hold the players accountable for once. Weaver shit the bed. Bases loaded. No runs. That's Boone.
No, it's not. Yeah. But at the same time,
go ahead, Jake.
Taking out a pitcher who had 102 pitches and acting like he had 182, and then not having a pinch runner for a guy who literally looks like he should be walking with a cane on third base, it's like that cost you. That literally decided the game. Like bringing in Luke Weaver, he immediately got shelled, and it's like if you just kept, Max Fried in, he just kept getting out of it. I would have just kept pitching him, and I mean, then you have a run that you don't get because instead of Jason Dominguez, who's just sitting on your bench, like, oh yeah, J-Dom, we love him. Yeah, we love him so much, we won't let him run for Paul Goldschmidt. That's where we're at right now.
But TJ's point, because I want to make sure we reflect his, because again, TJ, I'm really glad you're pushing us in this way on our podcast. We actually invite this type of stuff. When I look at this situation, from a technical standpoint, you're right. When Luke Weaver comes into the game, the way he pitched in 2024, you'd like to believe when I put him in this game, you got shelled. This is your fault. You can't get shelled in a postseason game, right?
Yeah.
Now, otherwise, it's your fault. But what we're getting at is things happen in order. There's a pecking order. Why would I go to a pitcher with an ERA north of 7 in September, so he has no prerequisite to this outing working out whatsoever? None. We may as well have just brought Will Warren into the game. What's the difference? Because someone would say, well, Will Warren it just simply wouldn't work. Same with Nestor Cortez in the World Series. Nothing said that situation was going to work out in our favor. Are we going to blame Nestor Cortez for giving up a grand slam to Freddie Freeman? Or who did we blame? We blamed Aaron Boone because one decision happened before the other. The decision to go to a pitcher who's not pitching well, not only is he not pitching well in September, he's not pitching well in 2025. He's also banged up, right? Was injured all year, in and out. Couldn't figure out who he was, and you're going to go to him the first out of the bullpen? So yes, you're right, TJ. Technically, if Luke Weaver showed up and did the job the way it needed to be done, everything probably would have worked out fine. But you don't go to somebody who you know in this situation probably won't get out of this. Why would I put him in this scenario to go out there and fail? You really set up the Yankees to fail, and unsurprising to us, we did fail. So TJ, again, thank you for the super. Really appreciate it. And I don't give an F. 93, hell of a name there. With the 2, says Rodon can be dealing tomorrow and Boone will pull him. Do you think today's outcome will have any impact on the way Boone manages tomorrow, or do you think it's already predetermined?
I don't know, man. That I don't know. I mean, because the problem is tomorrow, I mean, that's last licks, but I guess depending on the game, like I think they're going to get to Bayo. The question is, how many runs are they going to score? If they get off to a good enough lead, they can save Devin Williams. They could save Bednar. But at that point, who's pitching, right? I mean, you're not going to put Paul Blackburn
the nuttiest situation you've ever seen would be a complete game. Like if the Yankees could go out and score like 6 runs tomorrow, 6 or 7 runs.
How do you not justify just pitching Rodon the entire time if his pitch count isn't like 130?
I would say honestly, if Rodon's under 120 pitches and the Yankees score tomorrow, and I don't mean score like they scored 3 runs. If the Yankees have a comfortable lead and Rodon's under 120 pitches, I leave Carlos Rodon on there. It establishes the dominance back into the series, in my opinion. It would be such a statement. They won't do this ever, so don't just know that's not happening, but it would be pretty cool.
Yeah. I kind of want to save Devin Williams, but obviously if they need him, I think I would probably go with Devin Williams. I trust him the most right now. I know that sounds weird, but I just do.
That's fair. I mean, he's pitched well, right? He's pitched really well. He's not pitching against the greatest of competition. That's a fact. But he also pitched pretty well in the gauntlet. So let's give him his credit. He's been really inconsistent. It very well could just hit the fan, very similar to what Weaver's outing did. But we'll see what he does. He's going to get out there for game 2. So just know that. And Ness with the 5 says, my previous super chat was stated by Jack Curry. We overmanage. Did Jack Curry really say this?
Wow. I didn't see
we
it. We
overmanage, overcoach, and I'm over Boone. Now, obviously, Jack Curry didn't say he's over Boone. That's obvious.
Could you imagine if he said that?
My God, that would go. If he,
That would go
Michael K,
giga-viral.
if anyone said it, oh my God, it would go crazy. But did Jack Curry, guys, does anyone else, did you get a chance to watch? Did Jack Curry say that we overmanage?
I didn't obviously get a chance to watch,
I didn't get a chance.
but
But
I
that
didn't
would
get a
be,
chance.
that's a great soundbite if it did happen.
Yeah, I didn't get. I mean, I had the game going on, and then they switched it like almost immediately to the Dodger game, and I was like, nope, I'm not trying to watch that. Home run derby against.
You
the
didn't want to watch
Reds.
Ohtani
Congrats.
hit 2 homers?
I know, like, are you?
It looked
kidding
so
me?
fun, didn't it?
Dude, it looked ridiculous. It was just like, because you feel for him because it's like, the Reds aren't going into that like we have no chance of winning. Obviously, they believe they can win.
Yes, of course.
But you and I know they're not going to win, so it's like ugly because you're watching a team like get their soul crushed.
They're learning about themselves. It's like, we've had a solid year. We're like, you did. You deserve credit. But there's levels to it. You're not the Dodgers, and you're not actually close to them. So you're just going to watch this unfold on your head, and you're going to learn that we'll see you in 2027 when
Crochet
you may
was
be on their
brilliant.
level.
I agree.
Yeah. So Jersey Girl with the 2. We're not taking away any steam from Garrett Crochet here.
Yeah.
Garrett Crochet was brilliant. He was brilliant. So was Max Fried. But also to really bring it home, the level of ineptitude that Aaron Boone and the Yankees displayed today mentally, we had to discuss that. And it was the most important thing that happened today. So even more important than Crochet, but Crochet was awesome. So Richie Covers says Curry defended Boone against K, who tried to challenge Boone's decision. Curry clapped back at K was awkward. So what did Michael K say exactly? Because I thought Michael K said that Fried had to fight to stay in the game. Got a come on Michael from Curry when come on Michael? Did we have any foot? By the way, if anyone has this footage, if you've recorded it in some way, can you please
been this interested in a
Can you
saga.
guys please somebody DM this to me on Twitter? Please
Yes.
send that to me.
100% yes.
Yes. It's not the perfect option, Isaac. It's not the perfect choice. Max Fried had thrown 102 pitches. He was slowing down. You have to ask yourself, would I rather see Max Fried, who's slowing down, but he's got great stuff all night, great location all night, and success all night? Or would I rather see a fresh Luke Weaver who has an ERA over 7 in the 7th inning of games? Let me bring him in the 7th. Who would I rather pitch? Our choice is Max Fried.
I'm like, now I'm confused because had to turn off the post game when K was defending Boone. All right, you got the video. Do you want to send that to me and I can play the audio?
No, I think we're going to get copywritten.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
You think Yes would do that to us?
Yes, I do. Yes, I absolutely. Yes, I think Yes would do it. Yes.
I know. It's so funny.
Yes used to follow me on Twitter, and they no longer follow me. So I'm going to assume they don't rock with me. So we are not doing that.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Nope.
But Jersey Girl, again, thank you for bringing it to the point because Crochet was brilliant. He deserves his credit and his flowers. So was Fried. Just didn't work out in our favor, unfortunately. And Jose Gutierrez with the 10. Thank you for the 10. We really appreciate you supporting the channel. Says Torture, bad manager, 99, 2 hits, not good enough. Can he carry the team in the playoffs for once? Play your best and take your chances. I thought Aaron Judge was fine tonight. Nothing wrong with anything he did. My problem was elsewhere. So I guess it's good that we can't say our best player didn't show up and play like the best player. He was. He was good. And if we'd won today 6-2 and Judge was 2 for 4, we're probably sitting here clapping for our captain. But given the circumstances of how we lost, I think it's easy to kind of overlook what happened tonight.
Yeah. No, I agree. Frustrating night for sure. The wicked Boone of the AL East. Yeah.
Poor Jake. You're like, yeah. But Ninja, thank you for the super.
What
thank
can
you
I
for the
say?
2. And Ness with the 10 says Gary likes to see orange and yellow, but I would like to see us beat Bello. Wow. This is like something my grandpa would have said. Ness, thank you for the 10, my
appreciate
man.
it, Ness.
Really appreciate it. Yeah, we do like to see orange and yellow. We like to see red even more.
Yes, Reds. Oh, that thing lights up. It's like, oh my goodness.
Do they go past 100, by the way? Our super chats, can they go past $100?
Yeah, I once got a $500 one.
That's a PlayStation.
I know.
You can buy a PlayStation. That is insane. Fernando, thank you for the 2, says we should have kept momentum after Volpe's home run. I am happy for Anthony Volpe. I am. Because I'm always happy to see same thing with Austin Wells. Austin Wells was dismal the whole year. He turned it on in September, had a really hot 2 or 3 weeks there. I was happy for him as well. You don't want to see guys just sit on the mat and just lay there dead all year. So to see Anthony Volpe get his day in the sun, obviously in a loss, so it just kind of buries it underneath. But credit to Volpe, man. He showed up.
Yeah. And then last super here from Ness, Jack Curry stayed the bases load stat. I shared it in my first super chat. I don't know why I could not find this yes thing on Twitter.
I hope someone sends that to me.
You did get it. It's in your DMs.
Oh, someone sent that to me? Oh, Apex, I think, sent it to me. He sure did. Well, I'll watch that after the show. But I mean, that's great. It's good to see some friction because you know what? I don't need just people we agree all the time and just everyone just agrees all the time and smiles and says, "Oh, it's just a tough loss. All right, back to you, Bill." We don't need that type of coverage. Sometimes adults should disagree and be able to have a conversation about it. There's definitely 2 ways to look at tonight's game. Michael Kay and Jack Curry had 2 different perspectives. That's good. That's actually good for Yankees baseball. It's good for the viewer. So I'm glad it happened.
He said he sent it to me and I don't. Oh. Well, that's weird. You got put in like some like spam section.
Apex he's been put in the spam category. Yeah, but Apex, we really appreciate you sending that. I can't wait to watch that. Yeah, the Civil War has begun. No, probably God, all things are fine,
but I thought it'd be like a clip. No. It's 10 minutes long, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, your favorite."
No, yeah, we'll watch it after the show. But again, guys, before we get to our voicemails with our diamond level and then any last thoughts before that, please be sure to subscribe. We've got 800 people in here still, almost 2 hours into the show. We were told before the year started that we couldn't get 500 people into our lives, and they were right. We have 800 2 hours in. Please be sure to subscribe
5,000
and like.
Views. Crazy.
Like the video. Really great way to support the channel. I know the supers have been awesome tonight. We're trying to get to all of them. We just have completed that. So, Jake, any last thoughts about the game, or is it time for our diamond level voice?
It is time for the voicemails. Because I got to get packing and get ready to go to L.A.
This is true. How many we got?
4.
4. All right, let's let it fly. Who's leading off? I didn't want to. I'm not doing the lead off.
Ninja gave
thing.
us a damn Elder Scroll again.
Yeah.
Damn it, Ninja.
Firebat Boone's coming. I know that.
2.5 minutes long.
Well, pack your lunch, everybody. Let's let it fly.
All right. Kyle Malay is the first one.
Hey, guys. Kyle Malay here. I'm fucking pissed right now. Aaron Boone lost this game for the Yankees. He took out Max Fried way too early. And sure, Crochet can go 116 pitches, but as soon as Max Fried gets over 100 pitches, you take him out. And then our bullpen was shit. And then we have bases loaded, nobody out in the 9th. And Chapman mows him down like it was nothing. Like, what the fuck was that? And then whenever Goldschmidt got on, why aren't you pinch running Dominguez? Like, this guy's a freaking idiot. We're not winning crap with, I'm sorry, I'm freaking yelling, but we're not winning crap with Aaron Boone as the freaking manager. He's a fucking idiot. Sorry for my language. But the Red Sox did not win this. The Yankees lost it. The only way the Yankees are going to lose is if they beat themselves, and they did. Well, I hope everyone has a good night. Hopefully we can win the game tomorrow, or else we're done this year. Good night. Go Yankees. Fuck Aaron Boone. And frickin' fire him after this frickin' season. Like, why not use your bench when you have a bench? Like, you didn't pinch run Dominguez. You could have had another run in the ninth. And yeah, but no, Boone's got to be a freaking idiot. Good night.
3 buzzes.
I'd probably say that's now our best voicemail that we've had. That
I
was
just love when he
pure
starts saying
fandom.
freaking at the end like he didn't already, just went full on F-bomb already.
Yeah, the best is the apologies, then the buzzing. Guys, we want the raw emotion. We want that. Because, again,
Keep
a lot
it
of people
clean,
think being a fan means that you're a cheerleader. That's wrong. You can do that. You don't have to dive into negativity. You can obviously just sit there. You can do whatever you want. But fan stands for fanatic. That was a fanatic right there. Absolutely love the energy. So, Kyle, thank you for the voicemail.
I don't mind the cursing, obviously. I just always want to remind people, just keep it clean, if you know what I mean. Like, no derogatory terms that could get us canceled type stuff. The F-bomb won't get you canceled.
Well, nothing that anyone else says can get us canceled technically.
That's true.
So
That's
we can just
true.
be like, well, we didn't say it. So your problem.
Yeah, that's true, but still. All right. Now we're on to Mark.
You know what? This was supposed to be a tough matchup anyway, Crochet pitching. A lot of people said we might lose game 1. We had bases loaded with no outs. Giancarlo cannot strike out there. Sack fly, boom. Next person goes to third. Sack fly, Judge makes it home on that sack fly to the right field. There's a short one because he's faster than Goldie. I don't know, man. I don't know. Great pitching by Fried. I don't like the Weaver decision, but what are you going to do? I hope we don't see him again. Honestly, Max Fried had a lot of extra pitches, let's be honest. I mean, the strikes went both ways for both teams, but I feel like for us it was a little more crucial because it was on strike 3 calls a couple of times there on Fried, and then he got, I think, like an extra 4 or 5 or 6 pitches per at-bat there, which he probably could have finished the 7th, honestly, if he didn't have those pitches in that pitch count. So, frustrating game all around. We can't leave the bases loaded. Up until, honestly, if we lost without loading the bases with no outs in that 9th inning, I'd be fine. I'd be like, okay, it's a loss, right? I'd be mad at Boone's decision to put Weaver in, but I'd be fine. But bases loaded, no outs. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? We need to be better than that. We really do. It's all right. We're going to take game 2 and take game 3, and we got this. Bullpen, please, for the love of God. Aaron Boone, manage your bullpen. Please, please. Oh, frustrating. Very frustrating. Definitely my most disappointed voicemail, but it was Crochet, and it was basically a 50-50. The Yankees gave us hope. How about Volpe, though? Volpe with the great game. I'm wearing his jersey right now. We got to give it up for Volpe. Volpe did well.
It's true.
Yeah, let's win the next 2. See ya.
Yeah, so thank you for the voicemail.
Appreciate
Jake,
it, Mark.
he mentioned that the bullpen, let's manage the bullpen better. I think that's true. But also, the bullpen, let's do our jobs as well, right?
Yeah.
Equal responsibility. Don't go to Weaver in the 7th inning where he has bad numbers. That's just stupid managing.
Just
That's
do
where
your
you
job
come in.
as far as like doing the research. If we can do the
Yes.
research while live on a live stream doing Yankees Unloaded, why can't they do the research when they have all this prep before the game?
Right. Bases loaded, nobody outs. You guys need to score at least 2 runs there. At least 1. You got to score. Also, no Weaver in the 7th. It doesn't work. Bednar, do your job. You've been great the whole time. You still need to do your job in this short sample size that we're dealing with now. So everyone needs to be better starting in game 2 if we're going to win this series. So let's start that tomorrow.
All right. Ninja's Elder Scroll, and then we'll end it with B-Rye.
They're always scrolls.
Where do I even begin? The Yankees are overrated. Once again, they are overrated. And, I was sort of trying to tell you this with the whole stat padding thing last couple weeks ago.
Stat
when
padding.
you were bragging about how they won 8 in a row. But it doesn't mean anything. It was against the Orioles and the White Sox. The Red Sox, on the other hand, are a real team. And as I said to you guys before, and as I've been saying to basically everyone, the Red Sox these days owns the Yankees in the postseason. And
That's true.
the offense is dead again. One of the only hitters the only hitter who scored for us was Volpe, of all people. That's how you know it's back. The Yankees cannot again hit with runners in scoring position. They lost with bases loaded and 0 outs. It was like watching last year's team. Again, where they would do stuff like that. I thought we were past it, but apparently we're not because we are awful. And next point, Baboon would never let Fried go 7.2 innings like Crochet did. And I don't know why. Fried could have gone that many innings, and maybe we would have won 1-0. But instead we put in Luke Weaver, who doesn't do good in the postseason for some reason. And, he gave up a couple nukes, and we lost not 2-1, but 3-1, especially because of Bednar, who is also overrated. Bednar is overrated. I thought he was overrated when he first came to the team and messed up for the first time in his first game with us, and now he still sucks. So, in conclusion, there's nothing to be excited about with this team. Even if we magically win the next 2 games, they can't handle stuff like this, and if Baboon cannot manage the bullpen correctly, because let's face it, the bullpen sucks, and we need to keep our starters in for as long as possible. Nothing good is going to happen. So, I'm doing it 9 times, 1 for each inning today. Fire Baboon, 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 fire Baboon.
And we didn't make it to extra innings, so we didn't get the extra fire Baboon.
So
mind you, if the Yankees would have won 89 games the way Boston did, Ninja would have been rightfully upset, right? So if we had the same path as Boston, we would be pissed, livid, which rightfully so. 89 games, unacceptable. Which is why we told you guys, Boston is an 89 win team, which is good, not great. You should be able to handle this team. And they ran into a mismatch on the mound today. Now, mind you, minor mismatch. And I thought Max Fried did everything he could and then some to match what Crochet had done. And again, Jersey Girl mentioned earlier, Crochet deserves credit. Absolutely right. No questions asked. But Jake, we didn't come through in our opportunities, and they were there against Garrett Crochet. They were there. They were there against Aroldis Chapman. Aroldis Chapman's one of the worst postseason pitchers to ever live. He's blown some of the biggest games. He tried to blow the 2016 World Series.
He was trying
to blow this game. He blew the 2017 postseason against the Astros. He's blown, and we understand this, all the situations and all the variables. We get it. But Aroldis Chapman, you have to find a way to score there. So guys, if you're feeling like the Yankees are just completely screwed, just know if the Yankees win game 2, they're going to win the whole series. Game 3 they're going to win that game. They have to find a way against Bayo to score, and that's the biggest question mark. It just is. So don't be down just yet. If they're losing in game 2, then you can start sending me the messages that we're screwed, but I don't think we're screwed yet. I still think we're every bit into this series, but they're going to have to show up offensively and put some numbers up on the board.
Yeah, and we'll move on to B-Rye, and then we'll call it a show.
B-Rye, finish it off.
Oh, fellas, I'm so disappointed right now. Oh, my God. Boone is driving me insane. I just... ridiculous. Why is Fried not finishing out that inning? The guy's cruising. He's out dueling Crochet. 6 1/3. Nobody on base.
Spot
Let
on.
the guy finish out the inning. He's your ace. That's what you're paying him for. Finish out the fucking inning. Sorry.
There we go.
Pardon my French.
Nope.
Rough night for Stanton. Missed in a bunch of big spots. Oh, man. Volpe, got to give the guy credit, man. Did great today. Kind of our only run. Trent Grisham sucks against lefties, by the way. Why is Grisham not... why is Dominguez not pinch running for Goldschmidt there in the 9th? I know maybe the run wouldn't have mattered, but Dominguez definitely would have got home on there. Maybe he puts a little more pressure on Chapman. Just something to throw out there. Weaver just didn't do the job. Really disappointed. hopefully my boy Rodon can pitch a good game tomorrow, but I am pretty down right now. I'll try and be positive, see if we can bounce back tomorrow. Let's go Yankees.
We appreciate you,
the
B-Ry.
I appreciate the attempt to get positive there at the end, because it's okay to be negative, guys. You're not forced. Right?
This is a reaction right after the game. I'm looking at this. I was on another show when these were at 9:13, 9:13, 9:14. How did you guys had the same? You guys had a voicemail at the same exact time.
I would have gotten in
9:14.
trouble if they stuck a mic in my face at 9:14. Yeah, I would have gotten in trouble.
One thing that never gets old is how things that we bring up on the show, everybody brought up in the voicemail before we even went live.
Yeah, which goes to show you that it's not really rocket science.
No.
Like, what's wrong with the Yankees? Part of it is just obvious feel situations where you just say, hey, I know that he's at 105, 102 pitches, but we really don't want to take this guy out of the game. That would be ridiculous to take him out of the game. Well, voice of the Yankees says that it's already predetermined that he's coming out of the game at that exact moment. Well, that's ridiculous. You don't need Gary, the podcast host, or Jake Ellenbogen to tell you that that's stupid. Didn't
Exactly.
you think that already before you even came into here? I mean, it's a ridiculous. And by the way, Michael Kay is right. It was decided before the game exactly when and where guys are going to be used. That you can't do that. You can build a starting lineup that way because that's how starting lineups work and the nature of it. But to go out there and say, "Oh yeah, Weaver's going to come out in the 7th," why? And we've talked about that, but it's disappointing. But guys, we've got a shot. The AL's not great. We can win 2 baseball games. We've done it before. We just did it at Fenway. I know
They
it's
just
not the
won 8 in a
postseason.
row. I don't care who that was against. They won 8 in a row in the MLB at the end of the year when teams typically slack off. Even after they secured a postseason berth, they were still trying and vying to win that division. You saw it. So, let's go down swinging or don't go down at all. How about that?
Yeah, swing the damn bat. And by the way, to really answer the question about the Paul Goldschmidt pinch run situation real quick here, people in the audience answered it for us. I didn't agree with it. Jake didn't agree with it. You didn't agree with it. But a couple people in the audience said, well, what about the defense in extra innings if we got there?
Oh, I don't care.
I couldn't care. You literally could have told me, I'm not kidding you. You could have told me, guys, if the defense was a problem at first base, guess who knows how to play Gold Glove first base? Jake, can you tell me who was in the field already?
Wait, who?
Cody Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger, yeah.
Cody Bellinger was drafted as a first baseman. Played first base.
Ben Rice there. Ben Rice is playing just as good of a first base this year defensively, actually better, according to Savant, than Paul Goldschmidt. And
Cody Bellinger is a better.
Paul Goldschmidt was only in because it was a lefty.
Cody Bellinger is a better first baseman today than Paul Goldschmidt is today. Not in his career, well, probably in his career, but Cody Bellinger has enough speed where they're like, we want his arm, we want the range, we want all the intangibles, we want that in the outfield because it's more valuable. So they did that, right? He moved to the outfield. His won Gold Glove since. He could have moved to first base in extra innings if you really had to. And guess what, guys? If we got to extra innings, something good happened with that opportunity that we went for. Apex with the 2.
McGonigal?
Chris
like the character
McMonigal from W Fan called you out on X, Gary. Who's Chris?
Who is that? I mean,
and I'm not saying it to be disrespectful. I know W Fan. Like, I know a few names off W Fan, but I usually mute the tweets that are bangers, and then I just let Twitter send me a check at the end of the month. But yeah, I wouldn't know. So can somebody send me? Can someone send me what he said? Because I mean, obviously, I don't really care, but since it was brought up on the channel.
Yeah, I mean, it was a super chat, so I think it's now fair game.
Yeah, it's fair game.
But yeah, I guess I'm kind of confused. So Chris McMonigal? Oh,
I have absolutely no idea. I don't know who that is.
If Fried retired 17 in a row instead of having to battle through jams in the 4th and 5th and 6th, Boone would have let him go deeper in the game as well. I mean...
Oh, he didn't call me out. He just had his opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it's a call out. I think he's just, he's having his own opinion, and he has everything right by that. So,
yeah, I have no problem. By the way, I invite people. First off, I love arguing with people. I probably shouldn't. It comes from my mom's side of the family. We love arguing. But having said that, I'm working on it, and I appreciate Chris's opinion, obviously, from W Fan. I just didn't know who it was because I don't have cable. That's one. And B, I just don't watch shows. We run our own show, so we're busy enough. But Apex, thank you for obviously bringing it to our attention. And I don't think we went to this yet with Mark with the 5. Says core 100%. So thank you for the 5. Core 100% planes for Whitlock 8 and Chapman 9. Then saw the lane and said, okay, Crochet, give me some more innings so I can play their bad lane with Chap.
It's true. I'm sure they had a plan because you always come in with a plan, right?
Oh, always.
But I'm not penalizing the Yankees for having that. But what I am penalizing is when you have that and then something else comes, along the line and it's a better option like Cora had.
Yeah.
And you don't go with it. And it's so simple to just, that's the thing. Do you realize how simple it is, Gary? Aaron Boone could have fallen asleep and Max Fried continues to start. Literally, if Aaron Boone just passed out napping, right? I'm not talking about him passing out, but like him falling asleep. Max Fried, the Yankees win this game if Aaron Boone just falls asleep. Think about that.
Yeah, probably. And guys, I do get it's radio, not cable. I don't listen to radio either. I don't. I'm on my phone. People send me tweets. I tweet. We have a good time.
Yeah.
We hit the pod. We do go 2 hours. I'm busy enough. I'm not watching. I'm just not. It's not for me. But yeah, I would honestly say, guys, we all have opinions, and it's good. It's definitely good to get those out, especially Yankees fan. I mean, let's be real. We all share our opinions. We all do, especially on the East Coast. It's just gonna it's crazy. But as long as you create an environment, which I think we've done, where people can be heard and actually have their opinions heard. It's not Twitter where everyone just waits to the safe opinion and then the popular channels just copy and paste it and then get likes and retweets. That's not this. So we really appreciate everyone being here. Obviously, we had 1,000 people here most of the time. Now we're over 700, 2 hours and 12 minutes. Jake, I really want them to put in the comment section their prediction for Carlos Rodon. I really want to see the temperament in the room as far as oh God, the negativity. I know you got to get packed, so I'll wrap it. Be sure, guys, to subscribe to Yankees Unloaded. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit the bell and you're notified every time we go live. Liking the video helps out the channel more than you think. It shouldn't, but it's the way YouTube runs their business, so we would really appreciate you doing so. Oh my God. Drop in the comment section. You can put it in the live if you'd like, but after the video reloads and these two jabronis are off your set, hop back in there and drop your prediction, because we're going to go back and read them and comment back to them and see who hits it on the head. What is Rodon doing tomorrow for Game 2? Are the Yankees going to hit Bayo? Give us your predictions for Game 2, because obviously we're really hoping that people think we're going to win this game. Drop that in the comment section. Subscribe. Like the video.
Like the video.